how you're going to handle the next day.
You have to work at it every day. You have to plan.
Productivity is never accident. I want you to understand that it's not going to happen by luck.
Success is cause and effect, not magic luck or magic fairy dust. Success is easy. It's making a plan and executing the plan every day. Make a plan, work the plan. Make a plan, work the plan. And whenever the plan doesn't work, you change the plan. That's called failure. It's called learning a lesson. It's called adjusting. If you do the work and you do it for a long enough time, you will be successful. Period.
Whatever it is you're bold enough to dream, if you are intentional and deliberate about it, every single day, if you do a little, you're going to wake up one day and your dreams are going to be a reality.
The shortcut is a lie. The hack doesn't get you there. And if you want to take the easy road, it won't take you to where you want to be. To reach goals and overcome obstacles and be the best version of you possible will not happen by itself. It will not happen cutting corners, taking shortcuts, or looking for the easy way. There is no easy way. There is only hard work, late nights, early mornings, practice, rehearsal, repetition, study, sweat, blood, toil, frustration, and discipline. Discipline, the root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution. Discipline defeats the infinite excuses that say, not today, not now, I need a rest, I'll do it tomorrow. There is only one way, the way of discipline.
There is power in consistency. There is power in doing something over and over and over and over again. There is power in practice.
And your problem is you are on beast mode Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 10 a.m. to 12, beast mode, 1 to 5.
You keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping.
I challenge you to make up the gap. I challenge you to go from average. I challenge you to go from good. I challenge you to go from great. And I challenge you to be phenomenal. I challenge you to live in beast mode, because beast mode makes more money than average does, period.
When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time, you go by the gazelle. You don't hunt from 8 to 3, why? Because the gazelle may not be open from 8 to 3. You hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
MTN gives 2,000% bonus for reactivating your MTN SIM.
That's right. If you haven't used your MTN SIM for 45 days or more, recharge now and get 2,000% bonus. That's right, 2,000% bonus for your first recharge of every month.
Welcome back. Now you saw that there. It's consistency. Let the beast in you come out. Yeah, like the positive one. Yeah, and let all of the things that you want to do be prioritized. You know, with concise consistency, the ability to keep your game up and continue to just do what you know how to do. You know, when you do that, the success becomes a habit.
Now, right now, if this video didn't motivate you at home, but I think it actually moved me. Productivity. Don't go to bed without making a plan for the next day. Try and be as productive as possible. You know, what I do every day when I get home is analyze my day. I try to, okay, this is what I planned on doing yesterday night before I went to bed. Now, in fact, towards evening, I'm going to be like, okay, what did I achieve today? Did I achieve what I set out to achieve today? Okay, if I said I was going to pray and do this and do that and then get 1 or 2 things done, have I done it before the end of the day? So that's always one advice I give people. Count your productivity. Make sure you are productive. If you have not achieved what you set out to achieve at the end of the day, then that day is wasted.
Very
I mean,
true.
for every day that goes by, you grow older. For every day that goes by, there is no -1. There's always a plus one day. So for every day that goes by, you grow older. So it's always good to make every day count. Doesn't mean you should go and drink alcohol and destroy your liver, no. But you should try and make every day count. Have something to mark the day. Have something to show for this day. And then it always makes you have that memory, like, okay, I had a productive day yesterday. I had something to wake up to yesterday. I had something to look forward to yesterday. So now what will I look forward to today? Okay, let's try to live lives that have meanings. You know, when you wake up and you're looking forward to something, even if you don't have a job to go to, but have something to look forward to. If you're an entrepreneur, have something to look forward to at the end of the day. Trust me, it keeps you going. It makes you want to be productive. It makes you want to do more. It brings out that beast mode in you.
Exactly, the beast mode in you. Okay, now back to the run day, the new day proper. You know, have a couple of things we'll be sharing with you. There's a whole lot that actually happened yesterday, Lillian. I mean, the polity is heating up every day. Like you said now, like every day it's a +1 to our life and to what we want to do.
But it's a +1 to Nigerian politics.
Exactly.
I have a problem with Tuesdays, you know. Every Tuesday when I'm on the issue, that's the day they have one breaking news.
Yeah, or one drama.
Or one drama. I think 2 Tuesdays ago was the Koremadu. The other day was the Secretary of President Saraki's house. And then we had Voxtel all through. And then we had the blockade at the National Assembly. Like, why always Tuesdays? So please, I'm waiting for one drama. Please, Nigerian senators, do something.
Anyway.
I'm really waiting for one drama to happen right now.
Anyway, it would have been, but we cannot say, well, till the end of the day. But we would have, you know, heard something different today if the National Assembly had not postponed their sitting. But I mean, many have said there's so much talk around this whole postponement. Saraki, he's scared of his seat. He's scared to lose his seat because there's so much mobilization going on. There's so much talks going on at the moment, and the APC is bent on removing him. You know, the APC is bent on saying you
have to leave.
You have to leave. You know, well before they were saying you have to leave by law, but they have now changed the narrative. It's now throw the path of honor and resign.
Oh, sorry, I think I have to go to vernacular right now. One or the at the end of the day, but yes, the APC are held bent on making him leave, and reason why they've postponed their resumption or their what we don't know, reason is best known to them. But we're really looking forward to seeing what was going to happen today. But that has been moved till further. I don't think they've given a date yet.
Yes, there's no date for it yet.
There's no date for it yet.
But I mean, some people from some other quarters are saying that if APC is saying throw the path of honor, when Tambuwal was in the PDP 4 years ago and he decamped as speaker and he still retained his seat as speaker, PDP did not give him so much heat.
True.
The National Chairman of PDP did not come on him with so much pressure.
They gave him space.
Why are we talking about this honor thing when you guys, many people, I mean, school of thought. But let's also let our viewers know that Osinbajo has been confirmed as Buhari's running mate. Was there anything in doubt as you guys
No, I expected it. I actually expected it, but from the news we have here now, the senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, yesterday confirmed while speaking with State House correspondents at the presidential villa Abuja that acting president Yemi Osinbajo will remain his president Muhammadu Buhari's running mate at the 2019 presidential election. Now, he said the victories recorded by the All Progressive Congress in legislative elections held in 3 states over the weekend are a sign that victory is sure for the Buhari-Osinbajo presidential ticket in 2019. Now, appeal court suspends order for arrest of INEC chairman. That's away from that now, but let's still talk, dwelling on Osinbajo's running mate for 2019. Is that, well, that's something good, you know. It's always good.
But one would ask, was there any, like you said,
there was never,
it was expected.
It was expected.
So was there any doubt that he wouldn't pick Osinbajo? Because I mean, he's been quite loyal, you know, and he's kept up, you know. Even when there was some notion in the polity that the sack of Daura didn't get the president's nod while he was away.
But apparently they came out with a statement refuting that, saying that the sack of Dara, they both worked hand in hand, and then he was the acting president. He had full authorities from the president to take over whatever position he took over at that point in time. But them saying this, I have a feeling there was probably 1 or 2 doubts along the line. But coming out with this statement right now, it's like, were you having doubts before? What's happening? What's happening?
But some of the thing that some people who have their own reservations is that the APC may likely not have a primaries, or they may just have an affirmative primaries, because you dare not come and say you want to contest with the incumbent president.
That is also expected, but that is also expected. Who else would want to come out to contest with the incumbent president?
The same with the president anointed Adams as national chairman.
Exactly.
Nobody, they all had to step down. Nobody could contest, and that has brought so much talk about internal democracy when you don't allow people to, go and express their will to vote. But let's move up now to see other stories that are making the rounds of the polity. Now, the court has adjourned suit challenging Executive Order 6 till August 30. Don't forget that the Court of Appeal in Abuja has actually adjourned the sitting. Justice Ijoma Okechukwu of the Federal High Court actually has adjourned till August 30 hearing on the suit challenging the Presidential Executive Order 6 of 2018 on the preservation of assets connected to and with corruption and other related offences. Now, the date was fixed to allow the plaintiffs to exhibit the order, which was the matter in contention, as well as ensure that all other processes were regularized. Now, Justice Ojukwu was quoted to have said, "If you want the court to determine the legality or otherwise of this order, you have to present all exhibits to the court. It is an originating summons, and so any document you want the court to determine must be made available to the court." Now, this whole order 6 has been in the public for since the president passed it and since it was signed. There's been so much talk around it, and many have said, all those who feel like they don't have any skeleton in their cupboard, why are you scared? I mean, but the opposition has come out to say that this is a witch hunting move, and the president has said, if you're not scared of anything, then you should not worry. But one thing again is some lawyers have gone to court to challenge it, and don't forget that there were other executive orders. It's not just that. Why, one will ask, why does the opposition have a problem with the Executive Order 6? That's because that has to do with corruption and the preservation of assets and properties, that has a connection to any corrupt officer. Now, that is where they have a problem. They've seen it as a plan to witch hunt. But, many said you didn't have a problem with Order 1, Order 2, Order 3, Order 4.
Why Order 6? It is
now Order 6. But
there are two questions in mind now. How genuine is the intentions of the president towards initiating these Order 6? Now, we know him as a man who has always advocated for fighting corruption. So I believe whatever move he's coming up with is really in accordance with his word of fighting corruption. So I feel if you really don't have anything to fear, then what is your reason for opposing the Order 6? If he has said he wants to fight corruption, so everything he's bringing up towards fighting corruption is something that you should see in a positive light to assist the corruption fight against, as in the fight against corruption. So I really don't see anything why they're kicking against it or why they're going to court to challenge it. It's in line with his mandate of fighting corruption. So we should actually encourage it, and the lawmakers should have nothing to fear.
Many have also said that the president's anti-corruption fight is a bit one-sided.
I wouldn't agree with that. If you're guilty and you're being caught by the law, I mean, one-sided in what sense? You understand? If you're guilty and you're being arrested and you're caught and you're being investigated into and you're taken to court, I see no reason why you would term it one-sided. I mean, if all the people that you just look at the recent times, what has been happening currently now. You've seen a lot of corruption cases being tried and they're sentenced to jail, and these are something that we should actually applaud the president for. I mean, corruption is actually come to its barest minimum. it's going down gradually in the country. So let's appreciate him. And if this Order 6 is going to assist in fighting corruption, then we should support it, be it one-sided or not. The goal at the end of the day is to fight corruption, and it is happening. Not as if the people that are even being reprimanded are innocent. They are still guilty at the end of the day. So why is it non-sided? How is it non-sided? You know, it is still achieving the goal, be it one-sided or not. It is still achieving the goal, which is fighting corruption. And that is what is happening. So let's support the president. Okay,
and let's also move up now to another court case that is involving the INEC chairman, Yakubu Mahmood, who a federal high court actually ordered the bench warrant, has ordered the bench warrant on him to appear before the court, and because of repeated invites, according to the court, that he has not honored. But the Court of Appeal in Abuja has suspended that order for the INEC chairman's arrest. The Court of Appeal in Abuja yesterday suspended the bench warrant issued for the arrest of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Now, the appellate court has suspended that order and directed a stay of execution of all applications relating to the substantive suits under determination filed by INEC at the Court of Appeal. Now, Mr. Yakubu's lawyer at Degboyega Awomolo, who's a senior advocate of Nigeria, said, and I quote, "I confirm that the Court of Appeal has suspended the bench warrant issued against my client. The court has also ordered that all 4 appeals by INEC should be heard on August 17. Now, this, we don't know how all this will pan out, but the case is actually about the PDP leadership in Anambra State, where a court has to assault INEC to recognize a particular man as the chairman, but INEC has failed to recognize him as the chairman of the PDP in that state. Now, when the case came up at the Federal High Court, the INEC chairman, in his response, because the court has asked him to come to court several times, but he's been, at one meeting or this country or up and down, and then the court, I think the court, in its wisdom said, we'll order a bench warrant. And then a few days after the bench warrant was ordered, the INEC chairman replied and said, well, this case has been on before I became INEC chairman. So it's not as if it's in my time. But I'm also not aware. So, but you need to wonder, how would a Federal High Court issue a statement or issue an invitation, and he's not aware? It means there is a problem with communication, because according to the court ruling that was let out to the public, that issued that invitation about 3 times, and I mean that's what the court should do when they issue an invitation to you 3 or 4 times and you refuse. They now give a bench warrant to order your arrest, and then he's saying he's not aware of any of all of these things. I mean, sometimes you wonder what goes on. I mean, how we actually roll in our country. Well, maybe he's not aware. Maybe he is aware. Like, there are 2 ways to things. Okay, see, let's not say what is there, but well, maybe he's truly not aware. Maybe he really didn't get it. Do you get? Maybe he really didn't get the memo or the invite. But issuing thank God the bench warrant has been suspended, and he should go ahead. Now that he's aware, he should do the right thing. Now that he is aware, he should do the right thing. So 1 year he's not aware, because we'll have to remind that they gave you a bench warrant. How come you're not still aware? So now that he is aware, please, he should do the right thing. Still in our rundown for today, which this particular one is something that really touched me. IGP Idris orders befitting burial for slain policemen. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered a befitting burial for the 4 policemen killed in an ambush by suspected kidnappers at the weekend in Kaduna. Now, the slain officers were Inspector Bernard Odibo, Inspector Maman Abubakar, Inspector Haruna Ibrahim, and Sergeant Emmanuel Istanfus. They were all members of the IGP Intelligence Response Team. They were killed in an ambush by suspected kidnappers and bandits on Saturday in Rigasa Forest, Kaduna, while returning after a successful operation that led to the arrest of the kidnappers of Sheikh Ahmed Adam Al-Gakwi. Sergeant Emmanuel Istanfus was one of the policemen killed by the kidnappers. The police team, led by Deputy Commissioner Abba Kayari, repelled the attack, killing 6 of the attackers. Caches of firearms and ammunition were recovered from the bandits' hideout in Rigasa Forest. Now, this looked like a trap to me. They were going to kidnap, they were going to get kidnappers that kidnapped someone else, and they got kidnapped. You know, they say, when you say one day Bushmills go chop the other, that's a typical example of what happened. You know. But then again, let's look at the welfare of police officers. I mean, exactly, that's what I was going to. Let's look at the welfare.
barely a month ago, how many we had police officers slain in Galadima here in Abuja. We've had issues of police officers. In fact, there are most of them that don't even make the news.
Yes.
There are most of them that don't even make. This one is making news because I'm sure they are all members of his.
They are attached to the IGP's office.
Exactly. That's why this is making the news. You know, I saw this story and yeah, I saw it yesterday actually, and I was like, how true is this? How credible is that? And I was waiting for a credible source for it. But now seeing it here again is like, what do they have on ground as welfare for our security operatives? You saw the soldiers protesting some days ago at the airport, and you're seeing the police. What else do we see? Civil defense. If these people are not being well taken care of, how then do you expect them to even take? Let me give an experience now. When in school back then, we had these issues of Fulani headsmen, cattle rearers having issues with students, saying students were killing their cows, or veterinary students were taking their calves and all of that. So it led to a little fight, and then they brought police officers to watch over us. We had 2 vans in front of the girls' hostel and 2 in front of the boys' hostel. And a police officer asked me, "Babe, how far is boys' hostel from here?" I said, "Oh, guys, just down." He said, "Okay, no problem." I said, "Oh, God, why?" He said, "Anything, push shirt, run, enter there now." And I was like, he asked me, "Do you know how much they are paying me to sit here?" No, it's not even enough, and I have a family to look after. Anything happen, you people should look for your way and run, no? Because they were all thinking for. So, what is the welfare now? These people have been killed. Now, what packages? Let's just give this 2-3 years to come. Probably, if we're still here, you're going to see it. We'll probably sit down here and analyze. The families of these slain policemen have come out to say there's no welfare package for them. They're not taking care of them. So, what are you doing for the welfare packages for these police officers?
But Lily, one of the things I want to draw attention is the fact that now these guys, like we read here, are attached to the IGP's, intelligence crack team. So it means that the IGP, that's why he has come out to announce a befitting burial for them, because they have been slain police officers across board, and we've not heard of the IGP announcing a befitting burial for them. And I mean, I can say with all sense of certainty that they'll be paid their benefits, or the family will pay their benefits.
For how long?
But what happens to those ones that we don't read in the media? I mean, there are lots of police officers' widows across this country that are not even aware that their husbands are entitled to some level of severance package. They're not even aware. And we have a police service commission that's supposed to look into all of this. And when you hear that a policeman is dead, and you wait for a while, say 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and none of his family members come to say, okay, we want to, go about our brother or our father's or my husband's papers and his pension. Nobody comes. The truth is, you hardly find the police go to look for such people and kill them, and it is wrong. And that's where you hear of the police scam, of the graft, of the corruption issues, because all of these monies are monies of slain police officers who probably their families did not come for it. But are you saying because of their ignorance that their breadwinner didn't let them know, or they don't know that he has all of these things, then they should not be entitled to it? No, we should have a responsible system, a responsive system, where even if the wife or his children don't know about the fact that their father is entitled to A, B, and C, we should have a commission, a responsive commission that will say, okay, I waited for 1 year. Nobody has come from Tuso, a policeman that died in Tuso. No, check their file. They must have a next of kin. They must have an address.
Even if they even have a next of kin. Now, you even find those people even going to look for the pension or whatever it is their husbands and their fathers were due before they died. And you find them either not being paid or being delayed or bullied out.
Yes.
You've heard reports of that. So it's how credible, how responsible, what is the welfare package for our Nigerian security operatives? That's one thing we should really look into.
Anyway, I think that was last week or so, I had a member of the Police Service Commission Board, newly inaugurated by the President, Mr. Austin Brimo. He was here on the conference, and he reviewed a couple of things that they have planned for the Nigerian police, the restructuring of the Nigerian police system. And I mean, going by what he said, if he does, or if what he has said is carried out to at least 70%, we should be able to see a change police system. Okay, now let's also look at the EFCC being in the news. The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, says the agency secured no fewer than 150 convictions in 7 months. He added that the agency had ensured that prosecutions of all corruption cases, irrespective of how highly placed the culprit was. Now, in quotes, said for us at EFCC, we are driven by courage, integrity, professionalism, and commitment to the common task of improving the lot of our people at the grassroots as we promote working partnership with all stakeholders, he said. Now, the EFCC boss stressed that the agency had not and would not engage in witch hunt, adding that its activities were in line with the international best practice. He said, and I quote, "In all that we do, we are guided first by the fear of God and patriotism to our fatherland and the rule of law." Now, he said again, and I quote, "I will continue to discharge my duties guided by the fear of God, overriding interests of Nigeria and the rule of law." Now, Magu later solicited the support of all stakeholders, saying the fight against corruption must be collective. EFCC in the news.
Congratulations. That's what I'll say.
150 convictions in 7 months.
Congratulations. It's a great job. It doesn't just end at that. What's the follow-up? Do these people actually serve that jail sentence? Are they being really, truly convicted? Are they taken to court? Don't give us the numbers. Let us see the actual convictions.
Okay, but I'm asking, then the money is...
That is even the least of my problem. First of all, if I get the money part, I'm going to start having temperamental issues right now. I don't want to get angry.
The money is where the channel to.
Where the channel
we hear this person looted 6.2 billion.
No, I'm still waiting for the Abacha loot to touch They said they were going to distribute it, right? Well, yes.
Yeah, but they chose some particular poor families to share it to.
Have they done that?
That's what
we're still waiting for it. Yes. You see my people in Nigeria.
Well, we hope that before 2019 they will do it.
No, I feel like they might do it 2019.
No, the election is in February, so they have to do it.
They have to do it before then, Abby.
Anyway, the EFCC has come out and said that they are not witch hunting. Well, you wouldn't blame people when they have a notion of the EFCC witch hunting, because how would you freeze Akwa Ibom and Benue State accounts? I mean, why are you freezing it? Just a few.
No, they came out to say it was done after painstaking investigation.
Now, don't forget that according to our laws, you do not investigate security votes. So why? I mean, the Benue State governor came out to say, if they want to investigate my security vote, let them start from the president. He has a security vote too. And then start from him. And let them start from A state, B state, and come to my own and continue to all 37. All appointees have security votes, Lillian. All appointees. All government have security votes. So if the EFCC want to start, even the EFCC has security votes. And so they have to, so, I mean, it was, even if it's not witch hunt, Lillian, you leave the people no choice to think like that.
Think like, exactly, that's what I wanted to say. These people are, at the end of the day, if something is not in your favor, you never say good about it. If it's in your favor, you commend it. So let's look at those that have not even been convicted whatsoever since when. It is purely in their favor, and kudos to the EFCC. But for those who's not in their favor, you are witch hunting me, this or that. Now, if the Benue, talking about the security votes now, they've gone ahead to unfreeze the accounts. Now they said they were having an investigation. If you have nothing to hide, honestly, I believe in having nothing to hide. So if you have nothing to hide, if you have absolutely nothing to hide, I see no reason why that should bother you. A clear conscience fears no judgment. So if your conscience is clear and you're sure that, you see, he's coming out to make statements like, why don't you investigate this, why don't you investigate that? If your backyard is clean, you won't be scared of sanitary people. That's basically the truth. So if your conscience is clear, you shouldn't be bothered. If you found a governor, I don't think, we need to find that governor or senator. If you find a governor or senator that has a clear palms and you have nothing to fear, and EFCC comes to you, go ahead. And they go ahead and they do it and they find nothing. And when they decide to find something that goes incriminating against you and you people bring it out and trash it out, you realize that people say that, okay, they're the ones being stupid. So a clear conscience should fear no judgment. That is my own analysis to all these things. Okay, no doubt they have frozen the account, they said they were doing investigations, and you see it as witch hunt. Fine, but how clear is your conscience? How not guilty are you? If you are not guilty, you shouldn't be scared of it. That's my take on it. And well,
but Lillian, when you begin to see things like this, you still ask yourself, why are these things happening now? You know, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be when we expect that the EFCC should be a bit sensitive. Why is it happening now? Why are you freezing this account because this guy decamped? Akwa Ibom, the leader or a very influential politician, the Akpabio, decamped, and the governor has stayed put. You know, in the PDP, the deputy governor has stayed put in the PDP, the speaker has stayed put in the PDP. About 4 aides to the governor, I think 3 commissioners and so, also decamped, and he sacked them from his cabinet. Yes, it's his choice. I mean, we also saw that in Sokoto State, where the governor rejigged his cabinet. We knew he was decamping, so he had to get the loyal ones and take off those that are not loyal. 22 members or 23 members of the state reps came with the governor and all of that. Why all of this drama now? Why now? I mean, just a few days before Autumn decamped, when he was in the PDP, had a meeting with the APC national chairman. The APC national chairman said, Autumn is a performing governor. He's a very good governor, and the APC can't afford to lose him and all of that and all whatnot. And a few days after he decamped, the same Ishoshimola said, no, he has not paid salaries. What does he know? He's not doing anything. And what honestly, he has mismanaged 22 billion and all of that. So these are the things that, you know, is still a problem, you know, with the fact that we talk from both sides of the mouth.
Has he actually paid salaries?
Well, there are salary issues in Benue State. We can confirm that as well. But why shield him? I mean, why sing his praises?
Just interest. You know, he was with them, and there was nothing wrong with him then. But then, no problem. The citizens there can attest to it. If you're owing them salaries, and then these people are not saying it, other people are out there that we're also saying it at the same time. So, like I said, a clear conscience will fair judgment. Why are you even owing people salaries in the first place?
That's very true.
That's
why
another
workers
one.
work. I mean, any state owns, even
he's
owing
salaries as well. So
all of the things Fayoshe is saying, and
there are really few states that actually pay salaries.
Yes. Just yesterday we heard the Commissioner of Finance for Gombe State come out to say that he puts the state on that anybody can come and test that his governor has been very proactive, and his governor has increased the economic importance of the state, and they are up to date with salary. That's Governor Dan Kwambo of Gombe State. He's coming up for presidency as well. He's put his posters everywhere.
Who we vote for?
Under the PDP. And then his Commissioner of Finance came out and said, our economic value of the state has increased. Well, you would not blame such a man. He was the former Accountant General of the Federation.
Exactly.
I'm sure he understands all of these things. And, I mean, Governor Dan Kwambo is one performing governor that the PDP has that you would give him kudos. At the same time, we also have, Governor Ambode of Lagos State of the APC, who's doing relatively well. Ajimobi also is doing relatively well.
You have very few governors that are doing relatively well when it comes to, yes.
Then you cannot take away the governor, this guy from Abga, Anambra State, Willie Obiano. I mean, Anambra is an industrialized state already. I mean, it's been a progression for them. They've been very lucky, having Peter Obi, having Obiano back again. They've been very lucky, trust me. Anambra State is one state that when you look at them, you envy them. They pay salaries. They pay salaries from their IGRs, from the internal generated revenues. That's the only state they have, that party has in this country. But they are up to date. They started exporting, their bitter leaf, their okazi, the stuff. They started exporting their local produce, and it's amazing what Willie is doing. I mean, maybe you will say because, what's his name? Peter Obi is a banker, he's an economist, and then giving also to Willie Obiano, who is in the same line. They're all financial people, maybe, but whatever it is, he's working.
I think last time, I don't even want to talk about Imo State, no. But let me even refer to Cross River State. The last time we had such developments coming in was when we had Donald Duke.
Yes.
The Elimoke came and
Ayade, there's so much talk about Ayade right now, about infrastructure things.
No,
and
you need to go there to see it yourself. Teachers have been on strike for a while.
Yes.
In Cross River State. And then they just resumed. And then infrastructure, he said he was going to start up a textile industry, which he started building, and it is currently abandoned.
And we hear he has so much appointees. So much appointees.
He said he was going to start a toothpick factory. He said he was going to start a toothpick factory. Toothpick we've not seen. The factory we've not seen. So these are things that, okay, yes, they are great ideas. They will actually open doors for employment. But why are you not doing it? Why would you put in money to set up this structure and buy things and put in, and then it dies even before you're even out of government?
It's the same thing we see in Imo State. Uncompleted projects everywhere.
No, Imo State was quite, you know, there are these hospitals he's building. Beautiful standard hospitals. Nice standard hospitals, and he's trying, you know. I went there and I saw improvements, to be honest. At least the hospital, the one in my village, is complete.
Oh, wow.
In fact, a man called it Lokojo. He doesn't know the kind of bad luck that came to our own local government that our hospital is complete. That's how funny it is. Because you always find things will go around all the local governments, and the one in our local government is never complete. But this one, actually, we're the first to have the complete ambulance, up-to-date doctors. You need to see it. It's a standard building. And then when I was passing through other local governments, I saw, you would know that this is a government. I saw the same standard buildings. Oh, you need to look at their schools. The public schools that are there, the structure you have for the public schools look like one of the big structures you have here for private schools here.
Wow.
So he's doing a great job. The only problem I have is he acts like there's this thing Donald Duck used to do then, build and especially when it comes to decorations within the city, they say, it's not that fine. So it's causing traffic and up and down, but he has so many jobs that are ongoing, you know, that will soon be complete. I passed through, I entered New Owerri, and I loved what I saw at night, but the daytime, but when you go out at night, you see the beauty of the place, the lighting and all of that. You go there, you need to go there to actually see what is happening there.
Still a work in progress.
Yes, a work in progress.
Kudos to those who are
but
working.
Cross River State is, Tinapa is gone, so many things are gone. It's really painful. I'm sad.
Okay, now we're going to a short break right now. When we come back, we would share our Fox topic with you. And you get to call us and air your view on any of the issues that we will be talking about here on New Day. Just stay with us.
I think largely it is due to the kind of dissatisfaction that we've seen in the affairs of the party over a while with regards to key issues like the levels of impunity, the regard for the rule of law, the level of inclusiveness, the consideration to the wishes of the people, other party members, at the different chapters, not ready for us to engage more in participatory democracy. For a while, we have made this view across, because certain actions have been taken, right from very early on for things like dissolving the executive in a particular state. But for us in Kwara State, because you say, at the end of the day, you must bring the politics back to your own constituency.
One would have mistaken this for Dr. Bukola Saraki's reason for dumping the APC for the People's Democratic Party. But no, that was Saraki's reason for leaving the then ruling party, PDP, for the All Progressive Congress. After his recent defection, rallies had been held in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, for and against his political move. This is the rally held in jubilation of Senate President Bukola Saraki's defection from the APC to the PDP. And this is the rally held in the same capital, Ilorin, in condemnation of the Senate President's return back to the PDP. Now, could Kwara politics be called the most interesting in the wake of the country's defection drama?
Welcome back. A new day here on People's Television. And now let's look at some of the story that broke yesterday. Saraki was in Abeokuta for the closed-door meeting, for a closed-door meeting with former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Now, Sir President met behind closed door with former President. Saraki arrived at Obasanjo's hilltop mansion inside the Obasanjo Presidential Library on Monday evening and immediately proceeded into a closed-door meeting with the former president. Saraki had earlier held similar meetings with Ibrahim Babangida, former military president, at his Mina, Niger State home last Wednesday. Ellen, what do we make out of all of this?
Well, I saw a comic something on Twitter yesterday night that got me cracking up, and they said Saraki will now tell us that he went to visit Obasanjo to tell him sorry for missing his library, his book, blog, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, this is a new development, and well, it's welcome. He went to visit him at his apartment. I don't make anything out of it, honestly.
Oh, really?
It's not at all.
No, this is not his first visit.
I choose to see it as a courtesy visit.
Behind closed doors.
Yes, it's a courtesy visit. They might be discussing about family lineage. Let's let them marry something. What?
Or even his library, sir.
I mean, his library, last. So,
or maybe he went to read.
Possibly.
Maybe he went to read.
You have sense. So let's just let us just stop reading meanings to things. You know, he was for a closed door meeting. Probably they have a business contract or something going on. But let's not take our mind towards politics. You know what? Okay, fine. What do you make of it?
No. If you see the fact that Saraki had this visit last Wednesday with former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida, his president, you know, and now he's having the same visit with Obasanjo again, and you know, all of these things. I mean, one would say, is it some form of consultation? Is he consulting all of these men? You know, because if you look at it, I mean, you would see that there's so much undertone to Saraki. Maybe he wants to run, or he's being persecuted and being popular now to run. There's so much. Many have said, Saraki, don't try it right now. You don't want to run now. Don't try it. You know, all of that. But we don't understand what is going on. Do you understand? Why would he want to, at any point, you know, visit this man? Or is it to tell them of his travels that, hey, Baba, I come tell you, these people are attacking me too much? I don't know. But whatever it is, this visit cannot be far-fetched from the fact that there is something, has to be something in 2019. We cannot rule out this visit. We cannot say it has something to do with it. It has something to do with 2019, and we must, you know, we'll look into it and see how the story develops, but it's not far-fetched.
While you're looking into it, I'm just going to keep in mind that they went to discuss about this pineapple farm. That settles it.
Pineapple farm, okay. Obasanjo has lots of this in his farm.
One of them. You know, he has, I know, and at least I love pineapple, so let me just leave it at the pineapple. Let's just leave it at that. So he went to discuss about farming. Let's just leave it at that. Does he said it's political undertone? I really don't think so. I wouldn't want to look at it that way.
I like the way you're going now. You say you really don't want to. Mean that it's your choice. You don't want to look at it.
Exactly. I don't want to look at it. It's not even visit now. It's like, New Day, please. Lillian came to visit Daniel Waboso. She's
behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, they were having a meeting. We went to discuss business. End of discussion.
Okay. Anyway, but let's move up now to one major story that broke out yesterday, Lillian. That has to do with Godswill Akpabio. That has to do with some people losing their seats, and that will be the base of our discussion today when we let the phone lines open. Now, the Reformed All Progressives Congress (RAPC) last week asked that Senate President Bukola Saraki declare Akpabio's seat following his defection to the ruling party
vacant
from the PDP, claiming there is no faction in the PDP at the time of Akpabio's defection. In his response, former Senate leader Godswill Akpabio has said he is not perturbed by the call to declare his seat vacant. Akpabio defected from the PDP to the APC last week. Akpabio, according to him, dismissed the RAPC, saying the group was not a political party. He added that if the excuse of RAPC is that there was no rancor in the PDP to warrant his defection, they should also know that there is no rancor in APC. How Akpabio is talking so well of the APC. Now he said, and I quote, "Even if you are looking at me, do I look perturbed? I have not heard the report. because the reason why I think that is a rumor is that there is, at this moment, no division in the APC, he said. The APC is one family. If you hear about RAPC, that was not really a political party. That was not a division. He has since been consumed in what they call Coalition of United Political Parties. Now, so there is no division. And so any defection from APC to PDP we will like to declare those seats vacant. When asked if the APC senators had perfected their plan to remove Saraki, Akpabio said he is yet to be briefed on any plan. Now, this he said, and I quote, "I just came in from Ikotekpene, where I decided with my people to join APC. I am yet to be briefed on any of those plans. I have not heard anything," the senator said. Now, after what I'm hearing now, you're the one telling me, but why don't you wait for me to formally talk to you? I believe that when the National Assembly resumes, you will hear from me directly. So, there's so much talk about Akpabio's seat declared vacant because he decamped. Many have said...
There's so much talk about those that have decamped, their seat should be declared vacant. Those that have decamped should lose their political position. Those that have decamped should... It's true. Now, they are chasing Akpabio, and then he was in PDP now, and then they're saying, I think it's the PDP that's saying his seat should be declared vacant.
No, the RAPC.
The RAPC are saying his seat should be declared vacant in PDP, and then we still have people wanting Saraki to be impeached because he has decamped as well. What is happening now?
Don't forget that the clause behind all of this, the argument here is that the reason, by a court pronouncement, is that one can only decamp. A 7 lawmaker or a 7 political elected officer can decamp when there is a rancor in the leadership of the party, when there is a problem, when there are two factions, then he can decamp. So the argument is there's no faction in the PDP, so why did he decamp? And then the other school of thought is there's RAPC, which brings a faction in APC. That is why they decamped. Don't forget that in 2014 as well, there was a problem in the PDP where we had the new PDP, and then
the PDP, and
that was why the 5 governors decamped, everybody who decamped. However it is right now, I still think we would need a lawyer's interpretation to all of this, because I read a write-up by Frank Tete, where he said that it is not for any individual to determine whether there's a problem in the party, that job to determine whether truly there's a problem in the party is left to INEC. It's INEC who would determine that. But one would ask the question also, who determined the one in 2014? Was it the people? Was it the leaders, or was it INEC?
Well, from what I have here, which is what Frank Tete said, he said according to Frank Tete, the section provides that the seat of a senator or a member of the House of Representatives shall be declared vacant if he becomes a member of any political party, any other political party, before the expiration of the period for which he is elected. He, however, said that there could only be an exception to the above section if the existence of a division in the political party of which the senator or representative was previously a member, the existence of a merger of 2 or more political parties or factions by one of the parties of which the senator or representative is previously a member. Now, he said when none of the conditions above have been fulfilled, all such senators and members of the National Assembly who have defected from the party that originally sponsored their election must have their seats declared vacant. Now, he added that INEC must proceed immediately to conduct by-elections to replace the affected senators and members of the House of Representatives. The fact, now quotes, the fact whether or not there exists a faction in the party can only be determined by INEC. It is only where INEC is satisfied that there has been a division or a merger before senators or representatives can begin to defect from one party to another. A proclamation by powerful figures in the political party that there has been a division in a political party cannot satisfy the requirements by law. So for the RAPC, we need to confirm. Means that INEC needs to confirm if there's actually a faction. And there is a faction, then Saraki he's right, there's a faction, so he can actually defect.
Yes,
and then Akpabio, there's no faction in PDP yet, so why are you defecting?
So that's it. But as you can see on your TV screens now, the topic is there. All defectors must lose their seats before me. That statement is attributed to Godswill Akpabio, former minority leader of the Senate, who recently defected from the PDP to the APC. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's know what you think about it. Phone numbers, phone line is there on the screen. Call up and let's have a conversation on this topic. But many have talked about Akpabio's defection. It's been, I had a PDP chieftain here, I think a few days after he defected, and he owned up. He said, we can't deny it, we can't lie about it. The defection is a huge one. It's a huge loss to us. He just couldn't deny the fact that it is a huge one, and the PDP as a family really felt it really tough. But the thing is, how did that plan, how was it perfected? How will he, the camp at the time where they are receiving defectors, he was at the Deputy Senate President's house, when the siege was laid off, and he said, "We're welcoming all defectors. So, well, I humbly accept my new position as the House leader, because of what's going on now. We'll have more members." And all of that. There have been speculations that he was threatened and all that. He came out on the day of his first and said, "Many times I've been threatened." Well, I have not been threatened. The man who wrote the report about me or against me cannot defend his report, so I have no case to answer. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I had a guest one time who said politics is about interest, but the only painful part is the interest that comes in is the interest of the pockets of the politicians and not the interest of Nigerians themselves. Now, Akpabio has defected. Fine, to where his interest lies. So he has gone to where his interest lies, where he has a better chance of having whatever it is that interests him. So politics is a game of interest, not, but there are no permanent enemies or permanent friends. And Pius would always say, there are no permanent enemies or permanent friends when it comes to political game. There's what we call permanent interest.
Basically.
Just permanent interest, and not even the interest of the Nigerians that voted you in there, not the interest of the people that called you to serve them, that took their time to elect you into these offices. You are the interest of your pockets. So he has found his interest somewhere else. If according to the law, if this what Tete has said is according to the law, then we'll call on INEC to do the right thing and let's know who defected properly and who didn't, and who should lose his or her political seat. But then again, the phone lines are open. Let's hear from you, our favorite callers, and let's know your thought on this, your contribution, your take on your ideas. Do you think senators should lose their seats after defection?
That statement's attributed to Godswill Akpabio. If before he loses his seat, all those that defected will lose their seat. We'll see the topic on the screen, and then we would open the phone lines. But we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, the phone lines officially opened, and the Voxtel out here for you to talk about.
Is it not even better that we have a corrupt man who know what we, the youth of Nigeria, want? Trump, as you are saying, Trump is corrupt. Now he's the best president so far. Look at the economy of USA. when the government, you understand, is afraid of the citizen, there is liberty, love, development. But in a situation whereby the citizen is afraid of the government, that is that tyranny. Nigeria is this is tyranny, era of tyranny. You understand? And you cannot take it away. As far as we Nigerians are concerned, Abacha is one of the best presidents we have. And Obasanjo, you understand? And Obasanjo, all these people are corrupt. So is it not better we even have people who they said is corrupt that will come and solve our problem in this country than people who say that they are sent, that things are not moving. Our economy is shut down, many things is shut down, nothing is working. So what are we now saying?
What we are passing through in Nigeria is in fact, is not what we expected. You understand? Even so the Nigerian that voted for, because personally myself, I never voted for Buhari for one day. My vote was not casted for him because I know him right from history. When we were in Lagos, then there was a massive unemployment. Then there was no job. People suffer to eat. Then that was why I didn't give him one vote. And I am telling you, this one, I am not giving him one single vote. My community is not giving him one single vote.
Forget about people who see themselves as if they are the ones to decide. He said he's not going to vote for Buhari. That is left for him. He cannot say his community will not vote for Buhari because he don't know even his brother, his immediate brother, will like Buhari more than he did. You understand? That is how you think. We must pass through a wilderness to get to the promised land. What PDP has been doing to this country is only God. If you give them that chance again, we will derail. We'll get back to where we have been into. Eh? So we better suffer it now and our future restored.
This government came on the promise that they are going to make Nigeria better. And on discovering, they discovered that there are a lot of messes, which to clean up that messes, it will not take 1 or 2 years, or even 3 years, or one single term. That will mean 4 years in government. But I discovered that by giving the government more time, maybe about 8 years or more, we can now start crediting them that yes, they've done this, they've done that. But for the past 3 years of this government, apart from the insecurity that is caused by our own people here in the north central of the Middle Belt extraction, I discovered that yes, this man is really, and the party is really doing well for our people.
The Buhari government is one of the best government we've witnessed. One, Buhari have plan for our generation yet unborn. And Buhari is one we reserve our voters card for to 2023 before we decide who will enter the villa. Because some of us that bring Buhari there, we are still backing Buhari till 2023, and we are happy with his government. The cabinet of Buhari government is people we want. They are intelligent, they are very intelligent, and they are doing what we want. They are protecting our interests, the interest of our generation yet unborn. And our church, we mobilize people, we urge people, we appeal to you to reserve the voters card and continue with Buhari. Thank you, Nigeria.
I can tell you of a place, lovely as a pretty face, rustling leaves and bowing trees underneath the evening breeze.
With a population of about 15 million people, Gbagi Gbari is the name of the language of this ethnic group predominantly found in central Nigeria. The Gbagi language is part of the Kwa subdivision of the Niger-Congo language.
Welcome back to New Day. It's really yes, our Foxtel is up again. Akpabio has said that all defectors will lose their seat before he can be, for his seat can be declared vacant. We'll have that at the Voltaire now, and also get to hear from you, But him saying that, is it more like he's indicting everybody?
Self-inclusive.
He say we are all guilty. All of us,
yeah,
we have to go down.
Exactly. So, the phone lines are open. So please call. Let's hear your opinion and your ideas and your contribution. Do you think all defecting senators should lose their assets? All defectors must lose their assets before me. Nice. Oh, before him. Means he hasn't included himself.
That's not like he's a defector as well. So he said everybody must lose their seat. Really, a striking one there, meaning that whatever happens, he's ready. 090-800-1052. Call up and let's hear from you and let's get your thoughts on all of that.
So I think we have a caller on the line. Hello. Hello? Oh, we can't hear him. But please call back.
Okay, let's see a few of the stories that have been making the headlines now. Now, the presidency has actually said something. The presidency. It said PDP is behaving like a militant organization. Yeah, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Comrade MD Balogun. From Abuja, yes.
From Abuja?
You're welcome.
Yeah,
so can we get your contribution on the topic for today?
Yeah, I'd like to say on the issue of Akpabio, whether he will lose his seat or not. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Yeah. The PDP should approach the court and ask the court to make pronouncement on it.
Okay.
The condition is clear. The three conditions upon which you can defect without losing your seat does not apply. None of them is ineffective. So, to me, he should lose his seat. But PDP has to go to court, approach court, and for court to make a pronouncement. And once court make a pronouncement, the National Assembly, the leadership of the Senate are duty bound to declare his seat. That is my contribution.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Okay.
He's of the opinion that they should go to court. Well,
yes. Well, it's actually the courts that would give a proper interpretation on that particular, law or that. But the first law actually was a court order. The first one that says that you lose your seat if there is no problem in your party and you defect. It was a court order because it was a result of somebody else back in the time who defected, and they went to court and said this party sponsored XYZ to office, and now here's the camp. There should be consequences, and the court said, okay, yes, because of this, now it will be that if there is a law.
Okay, I think we have someone else on the line.
Hello. Hello, welcome.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, we hear is Mohammed from Jos. Are you there?
No, I think we've lost Mohammed.
I think we lost him there, but so we will bring you up.
Mohammed, please call us back. Let's hear your contribution. From Jos. I wonder how the weather in Jos is currently. Mohammed, call back. I need to know how cold it is in Jos. And the price of a basket of tomatoes. Very important. Anyway, still talking about Akpabio now. Well, from what we've seen, which is according to the law, that if you lost your seat, if you defect now, and there is a faction in your party, so I believe those are defected from APC to PDP. There's a faction, right? So they have they probably have a reason for defecting, but those are defected from PDP to APC. There's no faction in your party, so what is your reason?
Okay, Jacob.
Hello?
Hello, Jacob.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Tunde.
The program, defection, how defectors must lose their cities and that. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Aha. Now,
Tunde, can you please turn down the volume on your TV set?
Yes. Yes. Now, is it the first time of defecting that is now giving them problem? Was it this first action of defectors? Are they the first actors in the Senate that are defecting to another party? Why should this defecting cause problem now? This is not the first time of defecting from one party to the other within the Senate seat, and nobody has been losing their seat since then. Why this now? Akpabio left based on the decision of his party. Saraki also defected based on the decision of the constituency. But now the seat belongs to political party within that system. That is why the rancor started. Saraki is not ready to leave his seat. He's not ready to resign as Akpabio. That's the problem. Assuming he did according to Akpabio, there won't be problem in the Senate now. They are only solving the masses with just contradicting that. So he knows that he has left APC, then he should abandon whatever. It was through APC that he been protected. It was through APC he's been elected as the Senate president. They know, the PDP themselves know, the APC knows, so everybody knows. But the constitutions have surrounded the situation that Saraki may not even leave without having the death clause from the Senate. So the problem now is how is he going to leave the seat? If he's not leaving the seat, let the continuity of the government continue. Then let them discuss and continue the assignment given to them by the masses. They should not use that and disorganize the whole country of their personal self-interest. I mean, defection or no defection should not carry any big weight. And even one party to the other, fine. Then at the end of the day, we know what to do from the constituency here and there. So, for somebody saying that the sign or he abandoned one party, then you now say you want to vacate his seat. On what basis? Is it you or his constituency? Let the constituency come up and say they don't want him. And look at the supporting given to Akpabio over there. If he's not supported, do you think people will come out to support him that day, that they are following him where he's going? So Saraki should also resign. If Akpabio should vacate Akpabio's seat, Saraki's seat should be vacated too. So that's my own point of view. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tunde, for your own point of view. Thanks for contributing.
Yes, thank you very much, Tunde. That was nice. But don't forget that if we're talking about Akpabio's resignation here, let's just make this clear. Akpabio resigned because he can be in the APC and be minority leader. That's this position. He resigned his position as minority leader because PDP has lesser number in the House, so they're entitled to minority leadership position. You know, but as for Saraki, he's elected by a majority of the House to be Senate president, and by the Constitution, that's a majority of 2/3 has the power to also remove him from that position. Hello. Good morning. Could you please turn down the volume on your TV set?
I'm aware. I'm not with the TV.
Okay.
Your name or where you're calling from? Okay, Aliu, you're calling from Katsina.
Yes.
Okay.
Please, is this detection the first time? Why Nigerians were when someone defected from PDP to another party?
Okay, well, listening. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And nobody asked him to leave House. Nobody asked him to leave House speakership.
Okay, that was you're talking about Tamboa now.
Yes, when he defected from a party that had nobody in the House, nobody asked him to leave PDP. Nobody asked him to leave the House.
Okay.
Is it that don't have anything to tell Nigerians that they are talking about defection. It's not necessary. It's not needed. Nigerians expect them to do something. Let them deliver all those defection issues. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've had two people say similar things, and they actually make sense, Why focus on this when you were elected to do something in your constituency and you're taking distraction? I mean, you are distracting yourself away from what you were actually elected to do. You people are focusing on defection and people should lose their seats. According to today, if the constituency they don't want them again, then they should go. But if the constituency wants them, then why are you disturbing? Why? I mean, they should focus on why they were elected into political offices in the first place and serve the people. I think we have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Yola.
Okay.
My name is Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis, for joining us. What's your contribution on the topic for the Voxtel today? Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
Okay, let me move away a little.
All right, thank you.
It's okay, I'm away.
Okay, so go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah, my contribution is that Nigeria should not bend on removing elected leaders. They should bend on obeying the constitution. If the constitution said if you cross carpet, you should be removed. Let's hold on to constitution. I am of the opinion that there should be a constitution guiding cross-carpeting. As soon as carpet, the constitution should speak. But it is always done in a wrong way, starting from one member moved on to APC. There was high level of jubilation. Nobody proposed asking this defector position. Now that wrong precedent has been set, it cannot be corrected right at the moment unless the constitution to be in place to have these issues corrected so that we can move forward in life.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Anyway, he has said it, that they should obey the Constitution. And, well, that Constitution has to be interpreted by a competent court of law.
Let's not forget, Frank Tete said, I think I should read that out again for some people who missed it now. We got a lawyer, Frank Tete, who interpreted it and said that there could only be an exception for those that the section provides that the seat of a senator or a member of the House of Representatives shall be declared vacant if he becomes a member of any other political party before the expiration of the period for which he is elected. Now, he said this can only occur if there is existence of a division in the political party of which the senator or representative was previously in. So I think we have another.
Okay, let's get this call from Taraba State now. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ikechukwu calling from Jalingo.
Yes, Ikechukwu from Jalingo. Yes, what's your take on the matter?
Yeah, I to lend my voice on the previous caller. This is the last caller that just dropped his call.
Dennis.
Okay.
He really said, what he said was, it was just the true fact. Because all of us can remember when our senators, even the governors, defected from PDP to APC in the last administration. And gone to them. Nobody asked them to leave their seat. So why should all these things arising now? And if we say that it is when there is traction in your party that you can leave that party. Saraki members left APC because there is traction. And Abadio left PDP when there is no problem. Justice will be done. I think the only person that can, that can lose the seat is Abadio. Because we must, if the Constitution is not saying anything about it, history can repeat itself. I don't know if you are understanding what I'm saying.
Yes.
So, since that is what happened with the previous people, the same thing should happen to those who are the time around. So I want to call upon those who are calling on Saraki to resign. Why should Saraki resign? That is my own question. Because Saraki left APC, the problem in the APC. APC was having two parties, RAPC and the main APC. So they left. There is any reason for them to leave their seat. If it is the Senate, the Senate president that, Saraki is the Senate president, that is their problem. It is the duty of the senators to decide who will be their president. I believe that at that chamber, they have the right to elect one person, even from APGA, to be president. So why should they be disturbing themselves because Saraki is the Senate president? So I want to suggest that let us focus on what we elect them to do for us. Let us abandon those issues of who will be our Senate president and who should be our president. Thank you very much. This is Ikechuku calling from Jalingo.
Okay, thank you very much. But I know you're still listening, just to let you know that your argument, yes, quite interesting. But like we said earlier, only a competent court can determine if the faction in the party holds or stands.
No, INEC actually.
Sorry, only INEC can determine
if
if
faction
in the faction or not, and that will be largely dependent on an interpretation by the court. You know, the RAPC, yes, are claiming that they are a faction of the party and that they have chairmen across it, that it's 6 states, and the FCT, they have members in the state, in the House of Reps, and all of that. So it's left for INEC to interpret all of this and as well come to resolve this matter.
Oh, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Bala from Lokoja.
You're welcome,
okay, Bala. Welcome.
Go ahead with your contributions.
Bala from Lokoja.
Bala, please, can you turn down this volume of your TV set?
It's already down.
All right, thank you very much. Go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, you see, Akpabio's issue with that of Saraki cannot be compared. Some of the to our constitution, and that's why they are speaking. We don't need to be talking of this on this thing. The APC has nothing to offer now. That is why they are bringing this problem so that they can divert people's attention from what they're supposed to do. We need and not Senate that. All they need to do is to do the correct thing. They need to. People elected him in the Senate, and those people are still there. We are talking of the DSS that came there and barricaded the place last week, and the same thing is still happening. All they need to do is to put their axes together. In politics, you negotiate and you bargain. But on the page of paper, the distracting people, the masses, that is not what we want. They should tell Osomole to stop what he's doing. Calling meetings upon meetings, that will not help us. To start spending our money to senators. Remove one person. The money that's supposed to be used for the development. That is what we need right now. There's hunger for everyone, for our youth.
All right, thank you.
There is one thing they need to do, and you that studio, you should not take side in anything that we do there. Try to be upright. Try to be straightforward.
True.
Say the right thing there and let people know. We don't need to be talking on this thing day in, day out.
All right, thank you there, Bala.
Thank you very much.
No, from time we're a station that we are very straightforward and we say things as they are. And I appreciate your stand and your contribution. It is your contribution here on the show. Now, Bala is talking about, we've had virtually all the callers talking about the same thing. Don't divert your attention from the matters happening. Why were you elected into office? What have you done since you got into office? Why don't allow this whole defection issues and issues of personal interest conflict with what you're actually elected to do? And I totally agree with that. We appreciate your contribution here on the show. Well, it's well, still callers. The phone line is still
welcome. Good morning.
Umar, I'm calling from Zaria, Kaduna State.
We didn't get your name.
Umar.
My name is Umar.
Umar, welcome to New Day.
Zaria, Kaduna State.
Yes, you're welcome. Go ahead.
I'm to share my
the issue of this Akpabio, I think it's not. They should leave Bukola like continue to finish his tenure. The guy has less than 6 months to go. So the issue of impeachment does not affect me. So they should leave him to concentrate on his duty to complete his tenure. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution, Omar.
Thank you very much, Omar. Okay, and now, I mean, there's so much drama around Saraki. Many have said, why is Oshomole into all of this drama? You don't forget that they've been throwing words at each other back and forth. Yes. And the last one was when Saraki came to say that 1 million of Oshomole cannot remove him from office. And the truth is, Oshomole has no electoral value in the Senate. They have their laws. You know, so okay, let's get here from our caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you calling from and your name?
Abdullah Saleh calling from Abuja.
I'm live from Abuja. Welcome.
Good morning.
Abdullah, please can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
Yeah, I did so. You see, yeah, I did so. I'm away from it.
Okay,
yeah, turn it down. Turn it down.
Yeah, you see, I want to just comment briefly on this issue for Fabio, Saraki, and what have you.
Okay, go ahead. We're listening.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, but Nigeria were in trouble. Only God will save us. The judiciary are not helping matters if you look at it. Should Akpabio be taken to court in this circumstance? I see it clearly. I see the handwriting on the wall that definitely the courts are to do the bidding of those calling for his seat to be vacated. Because if you look at the body language, we
lost him there. And actually, Abdullah happens to be a first-time caller on the program. Please do call us again if you can. I would like to hear your view now. Like we said, we'll be talking about all the factors must lose their seats. Before me, that statement is credited to Akpabio, former minority leader. Okay, I also hear that there is a new minority leader. I'll get that across once I get the name, and I'll get that across. I'll just get that information now. But now, like we said, there's so much back and forth on this seat. Okay, Yahaya is calling. Good morning, Yahaya.
Good morning.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, can you go ahead and give your contribution?
You see, the fact is that this issue of defection, it's not a good issue. But sincerely speaking, the Senate President is supposed to vacate his seat.
Okay, under which law?
You see, the fact is that ever since this APC government has been operating, we've never seen anything good from that Senate President. Okay. He's always against the APC. So he's always against the APC. And the fact is that he has not been supporting the APC government. Looking at the former the past years of 16 years of the PDP, the senators, everything, they are always in support of their president. If the president is the #1 citizen of the country, he deserves to be respected, but we've never seen anything like coming from the senators or from the Senate president. Even the APC government are always against him.
So he is someone that he's supposed to get that respect from them. If they want to be respected, then they should respect anybody above them. That's the fact. He is in the highest position, so he deserves some. But they never do anything like that, but they always want to call on their own personal interest. That's the fact. Thank you, and may Allah continue to protect you, guide you, bless your programs. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you there, Yahaya from Kaduna. Okay. Well, you've shared your thoughts and your idea. We appreciate your contribution here on the program. Well, he has said his own and he has said his heart out towards it.
Okay, so we got reports that the Senate PDP caucus have nominated Senator Biodun Olujimi, who was a former who until now was a former deputy minority whip, and she's now the new Senate minority leader. A woman, yes, in the Senate leadership from Ekiti South. She was former deputy governor, served under Ayo Fayoshi, and now she's in the Senate. And the report is that her name will be officially, made, in the Senate when they reconvene in September for its approval. But I mean, she's been nominated by the Senate caucus to replace Akpabio as Senate minority
leader. Well, you're welcome.
Okay, we have a call from Bauchi now. Hello, welcome.
Welcome.
Your name, please.
Yes, I'm Abdul Kadri. I'm calling from Bauchi.
Abdul Kadri, welcome to New Day. What is your take?
Yeah, you are taking the issue of this Akpabio.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. The issue of this Akpabio, we are with him. In fact, with him. Yes. You see, this the issue of this Saraki, they are doing things for their personal. Yes. In fact, that's my contribution.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Abdul Kadri.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Well,
okay, so that's it. The new Senate minority leader,
said
Senator
she replaces the immediate past minority leader and governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Godswill Akpabio. And so it will be made known when the Senate reconvenes in September from its annual recess. So Akpabio's resignation, well, basically now we've gotten that info and let's see how that will go. Oh, we still have our phone lines open. Keep calling. Let's get to know your idea. I think we have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Adam Sunday from Kaduna.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my observation goes this way. Okay.
Yes.
It was voted by majority. Why Fabio was appointed as a member.
Okay.
So that's, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Adams, for your contribution. Well, I didn't really get his point.
No, Akpabio was actually appointed.
Appointed, okay.
Yes, because he was the minority. He's in the minority. He's in the minority. He was in the minority. So they have to appoint a minority leader.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just rightly told that this is going to be our last call now. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, this is Elisha.
Elisha, where are you calling from?
Elisha, I'm calling from Taraba State, Zero.
Okay, Elisha, let's go ahead with your contribution.
So, yeah, Elisha, I'm calling from Taraba State.
You're welcome, Elisha. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, Mr. Daniel, I want to contribute the fact of what Senator was saying. Okay. What Senator Akwa Ibom says is the right thing. Why? Because Senate President Saraki was elected in the House. as far as he's with the crown of the APC in the National Assembly as the Senate President, better he step down also. He resign the way Senator Corbyn resigned as the minority leader. So when he did, because to know that yes, he has become to the PDP, and this will give the APC member a mandate that the Senate President will the House. They can have direct system of communication with the presidency or the executive of the president. So therefore, it's good for him as far as he leads the APC. He was elected with the crown of the APC. So therefore, put resignation. I'm not going to work with this president because I've become PDP. So please, what Senator Corbyn said, I'm backing of what he said, reality, because he is clear and he withdraw. He put resignation out of the minority leader. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, Elijah.
Oh, thank you very much, Elisha. Well, those are your thoughts. Those are all that
your contribution.
You have said.
So, but let's not forget. I still want to go back to that. Let's not forget that they said that can only occur. The defection now, where you are not losing your seats, can occur where there's a faction in the other party. Now, let's not forget that Akpabio defected from PDP that had no faction to APC that had a faction. Yes. So now it's now left for INEC and a court to come out and say,
determine all of that.
Yes, to come out and determine all of that. Let's not forget that.
Okay.
But, well,
we're going to short break now. When we come back, we look at the papers and then we call it a day. Welcome back. Quickly, let's look at the pages of the newspaper and see what we have here. We have Blueprint. In Blueprint says, discordant tunes over NAS resumption. Riders, 242 billion INEC budget hangs. Senate rep spokesperson's mum.
Okay, the photo.
Yes, this photo here is vehicles wading through flood. Opposite 1 Division Nigerian Army along Kaduna Zaria Expressway in Kaduna. That was yesterday. The rains are here, and we expect some proactive measures as regards the drainages and floods and all of that. But let's see down here. 37 core members escape death in Ogun accidents. Yes, they left camp yesterday, so everybody will start probably going to their PPA or going to see their family, and well, we thank God. 37 escape death. Let's see down here. We see appeal court suspends order of arrest on INEC chairman. You find on page 17. And calm returns after troop protest at Maiduguri Airport. But what we said here. And also, restructuring won't solve Nigeria's problem. Mato, go to page 9 of the Blueprint to see that. No money, incriminating evidence found in Daura's house. DSS. No money. Wow. Okay. That's much we can take with the papers. Many thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks to our callers.
Yes, many thanks to our callers. Oshu, Taraba, Kaduna, Zamfara, Lagos, Abuja, all of you to call through. Thank you very much. And final words.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. My name is Daniel Mabo, so keep watching People's Television.
And I am Lilian Ogazi.
Do you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislatures.
This is coming together of people who are engaged.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
No religious body in Nigeria validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down, look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Ni ne mai suna Tukur Sani daga Kajuru local government Kufana. Gaskiya mu a garin nan Kufana community duka muka taro muka zauna muka yi meeting game da matsalan hanyar nan, wannan rafin nan mun kai kuka a wajen hakimi da shi hakimi ya ce to wannan matakin nan shi zai rubuta ya kai ma local government. Daga wurin kuma sai member na skip wani kungiya ne na zaman kanta, shi ma wani member ya zo ya shigo da wannan budget na wannan gadan nan tun da dadewa, amma har yanzu ba mu samu cin gaba game da wannan hanyar ba. Har ila yau muna kan rubuta letoti, mun ma rubuta letter waɗanda sun ma fi so 10. This is how we in Kufana, Kajuru local government, Kaduna state, no sit down, look.
Tribal mark is the scratching, etching, burning or cutting designs, pictures or words into the skin as a permanent body notification or modification.
The practice of tribal marks have been in existence for hundreds of years, and they are not peculiar to Nigeria, not even Africa. During the transatlantic slave trade, tribal identification and facial stripes became important as many repatriated slaves later reunited with their communities by looking at facial stripes.
The major purpose of tribal marks is for identification of a tribe, family, or patrilineal heritage, symbols of beauty, creativity, and keeping of mischievous people alive, which is known as Ila Abiku among the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria.
Yorubas trace the origin of tribal marks to a certain king named Shango, who sent 2 slaves to a distant country for an important mission. When the slaves returned, Shango, the king, found that one slave had achieved successfully what he had been sent to do, while the other had accomplished nothing. The king therefore rewarded the first with high honors and ordered the second to receive 122 razor cuts all over his body, which was to serve as a punishment for flaunting the king's assignments.
But when the scars healed, the appearance of the face of the slave was remarkable, which gave the slave a greatly elegant look, which took the fancy of the king's wives.
Shango therefore ordered that cuts should in future be given not as punishment, but as a sign of royalty, and he placed himself at once in the hands of his subjects to get them out. However, he could only bear 2 cuts, and so from that day, 2 cuts on the arm have been a sign of royalty. This then introduced various other cuts as marks to different tribes.
In traditional Yoruba societies, every child is born into a patrilineal clan called Idile Baba in Yoruba language. The clans share clan names, Orile or Oriki, which means poetry or taboos, Ewo, and facial marks, Ila.
The facial marks on the child assigns the child full clan membership rights. The children with facial marks are called Okona. Families or individuals lacking the normal features consistent with the tribe are not considered as acquiring full standing as agents in Yoruba society. They would also lack the capacity for meaningful behavior such as greeting.
Each tribe of the Yoruba ethnic group had different inscription patterns which appears in different sizes and shapes at different locations within the face or body. The location and position of the mark's inscription depends on the tribe and culture. The tribal marks could be inscribed on the breast, arm, lap, or buttocks, but they are usually on the face.
Popular among the Yoruba tribal marks are Bele. The Bele style is 3 longitudinal lines inscribed on the cheeks. The variant includes Bele Ife. It is peculiar to the Ile Ife people. Bele Ijebu and Bele Ijesha are other variants of Bele. Owu tribal marks consist of 6 incisions on each side of the cheeks and peculiar to the indigenes of Owu, an historical city in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State, Nigeria. The Owu tribal mark was inscribed on the cheeks of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Gombo style, also known as Keke, consists of multiple straight and curved lines about ½ inch apart inscribed on the cheeks on both sides of the mouth. Indigenes of Ogbomoso in Oyo State are usually identified by the Gombo or Keke style of tribal marks.
Abaja can be both a basic and also a complex style. It is basic from its either 3 or 4 horizontal stripes on the cheeks. The Abaja style also consists of 12 horizontal lines, 6 lines per cheek. It is often referred to as Abaja Alafin Mefa. The Abaja style of Yoruba tribal mark was inscribed on the cheeks of Lamidi Adeyemi II. The Alafin Oyo. Other Yoruba tribal marks include Ture, Mande, Bamu, and Jangbadi.
The use of tribal mark as a means of identification and beautification among the Yoruba tribe is no longer a norm, and some Yoruba states have enacted certain laws that prohibit the use of marks. Violators of the law are liable to fines or imprisonment or both. In Oyo State, for example, the prohibition of tribal marks is an integral part of the state's child rights law, a law that imposes a fine of 1 month imprisonment or both for violation. According to the law, no person shall tattoo or make a skin mark or cause any tattoo or skin mark to be made on a child.
Prominent people with tribal marks include Olusegun Obasanjo, Lamidi Adeyemi II, Ayo Fayose, Adeboyega Dosumu, Amororo I, and Christopher Alao Akala, Alpha Begore, and King Sunny Ade, to mention but a few.
I am Olajide Adedeji. Focus on shoes like this for native because they dress you up very nicely.
Disco music is so... What's that word, Seth?
Raz?
Raz!
Hang on, let me check for something.
Oh.
I've got some classics.
Tupac.
Mozart.
Very Raz.
What about Vanilla Ice?
Also Raz. Look, guy, I need something fresh for this journey. Something to keep me alert and focused. Or else this is a solo assignment.
Cool down, let me... What's this? PVC?
Wait, give me that. Come. How on earth did it get there?
Guy, relax now. It's not like it's of any use.
Look, yes, the elections are over. But we need to keep the flames alive by playing an active part in making our voices heard.
Elections don't finish, but the time to close mouth never reach. Make we get involved, because now when we participate, Naija go better.
What about the original soundtrack for the movie Pretty Woman?
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
Do you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the talent reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislatures.
This is the entire audio. He's not doing the music, see the entire. Good morning and welcome to PTV Today. I am Daniel Mwaboso. The Senate President Bukola Saraki and the Speaker Yakubu Dogara has informed members of the National Assembly that no date has been fixed for the reconvening of the National Assembly. The two chambers was built to reconvene to consider the INEC 2019 election budget request forwarded by President Muhammadu Buhari on July 17. The joint committees of the Senate and the House were also expected to meet with joint committee members of the Senate and the House of Representatives on loans, appropriation and debts on the Eurobond request after two reports would have been ready for presentation in the two chambers. The Senate, from the media aides of the two presiding officers, states that until a report for the consideration by the two chambers is ready, it will be irresponsible to recall members from recess, especially lawmakers who may have traveled to Saudi for the Hajj. And now the drama in the National Assembly may be far from being over. This is because a cross-section of Nigerians are still not sure if the resumption of members of the National Assembly will not be characterized by another drama. However, some Abuja residents want the federal lawmakers to avoid political bickering and rancor and focus on issues of national importance. Emmanuel Hijene reports.
After the defection and subsequent siege on the National Assembly, these Nigerians are left with no other choice than to expect another drama as the National Assembly looks forward to reconvening this week.
Well, for me, I will say the senators or members of the National Assembly, they have Nigeria at heart. If they don't have Nigeria at heart, they wouldn't have convened at the first place. So I think they have Nigeria at heart. Just that the government or the power that may be should allow them to carry out their duty the way it should be. They should allow them to do things the way it's expected of them.
The crisis in that National Assembly, now, to my view, I'm seeing it, there are some people are distracting them. Be a party chairman, be or this or that, does not give you the rule to say this must happen and it must happen. It's unfair. People elected that man there. If he's not doing well, you come out and tell him, hey, okay, you're not doing well. If Senate President have not been doing doing well for 3 years, this is the 4th year that is coming, and for 3 years they did not complain. They should remove him. They should impeach him. And now Nigeria needs favor. Now Nigeria wants you to do something for us. You are using impeachment as a bucket, or as just your thought, or what you just really want to do to create leaders from planning on how to help Nigerians.
No, leadership crisis. Who make that leadership crisis is Saraki. Saraki says when you enter that place, we never see what Saraki do because to work for Nigerians. I never see him. And enter that place with Magumagu. He still continue with Magumagu to stay here to finish Buhari government. So I never see anything Saraki they do there. Because since one idea for Nigeria, I never see where they bring budget to stay for National Assembly for 7 years, 7 months. I never see him. Okay, so my advice is remove him. It's not helping matter. Make them remove him. It's not helping matter. It's not helping matter. Saraki is a problem to Nigerians. Thank you very much. Yes.
I expected not to cease because we should recall back 2014-2015 when Tambawa defected to APC. There was no any magic. I don't know, because it's a democratic system where we're in democracy. So, and the constitution says where there is a fraction in between the parties, understand, they can defect. And I think there was fraction between the PDP, but then it defected. And the same thing happened under APC. There was fraction. We have Reform APC and APC. And Reform APC took the APC to court. And we have other parallel Congress in APC when there was to show that there was fraction in the party. So, by that right, constitution can defect. But the issue of other PDP defecting, so there are no constitutionally, and they say constitution by under 2/3 of the minority can remove the Senate President. I don't think under the law they have the right to remove him by through the back door.
I got information that on Wednesday they are reconvening, but I know that the National Assembly has the maturity to handle the affairs, and maybe some people are planning to carry out a coup or to overhaul or overthrow the leadership of National Assembly. But I know that until the National Assembly reconvenes, we should know who are in majority by counting those who are in majority. Right now, we don't know. It's an elusive thing. Nobody knows who is in majority, whether APC or PDP. So it's on speculation. It's been speculated. When we get there on Wednesday, according to the Senate President, they will know whether they have 73 numbers to carry out to impeach the President of the Senate.
They urge politicians to place national interest over personal interest.
They should not forget we, the Nigerians. We are there. Yes, they should talk of national security, vote and all that, but they should not forget that we, the human beings, we are still human beings, and somebody need to talk about us, the human beings.
They should come reconvene and sit as able to approve the INEC fund they needed for the election, so we can move this country forward. They should not hold us to stand still.
I'm bent that the senators are listening to the yearning of Nigerians, and they want to let the security forces, the power that may be, just stay aside and allow them to carry their job.
As the National Assembly prepares to reconvene, stakeholders are of the view that the law should be allowed to prevail over personal interest. Emmanuel Hijine, PTV News, Abuja. After the defection and subsequent siege on...
We are now being joined live via Skype by our National Assembly correspondent, Francis Etuko, here on the PTV News. Good morning, Francis.
Hello, Daniel. Good morning.
Welcome to PTV News. So, what is the situation of things now on ground at the National Assembly? What is the situation of things as you can see?
Yes, Daniel, I've been listening to the news, and of course you've informed Nigerians of what is happening by the statement made by both presiding officers of the National Assembly that they cannot reconvene today as a result of the fact that they don't have a report from two important sittings of joint committees of the National Assembly. And as a result, that reconvening or the plan to reconvene today has been put forth. So, for now, there is no information as to when the resumption will be, because some of the excuses given by the two presiding officers is that some lawmakers are outside the country, some are in Saudi Arabia for the Hajj and in preparation for the Eid al celebration that is coming up next week.
Okay. Okay, we have a few problems with our audio there. We would reconnect with you and, talk to you on the things happening at the National Assembly. Moving on now, the outcome of the legislative by-elections in some parts of the country is still eliciting reactions from Nigerians, while others hailed INEC on the outcome of the elections. Some Abuja residents expressed worry over the act of thuggery, vote buying and ballot box snatching, which they claimed marred some of the election. Emmanuel Bagudu has more.
This is one of the newsstands located outside Abuja city center, and this time our camera lens caught up with these Nigerians doing this. Karu community is a satellite town bordering the FCT and Nasarawa state, and all that these Nigerians are interested in is to interrogate national issues at their level. Now, the burning issue at the moment is the just concluded by-election in Kogi, Bauchi, Katsina, and Cross River states.
The APC, what they plan, they already know that they cannot win the election by free and fair election. That is the reason why APC rigged and been picking the ballot paper. Some area we discovered that they don't even send the ballot, the INEC this thing to the polling unit.
They should actually demonstrate some level of maturity, very important. They should not be childish and start going there to box themselves because there are very important national issues that is before the National Assembly, like the issue of the budget for the INEC. So they have to consider that, and the issue of who becomes the Senate president should not arise for now, should not arise rather, but this should be handled first since it's paramount and it's timely. It's very important because of the election that is coming up in 2019. So this one should be dealt with before they could also deal with other issues of who becomes the president, why Saraki should step down, why he should not continue as Senate president.
You can't separate the macroeconomy, how people are faring from election activities. You understand? People are very poor. That's why you can give somebody 2,000, 5,000 naira to sell his, to sell, let me put it this way, to just decided to sell, that has to do with his life, to do with his life and Nigerians. Because when you are not buying, when you are giving me 5,000 to vote for you, in the next 4 years, I can't come and disturb you because you have paid me off.
For Farmers Abbey, the Obudu State constituency election in Cross River State had a lot of issues.
In as much as I sympathize with her that her husband is late, the people are not happy because she's not conversant with the politics of the Obudu people. She's not conversant with their problems. She doesn't understand what the people want at this point in time. You see, politics is not all about compensation. Politics should be service to the people. Politics should be delivering. It should be quality representation. And a woman who probably does not know the terrain, how does she represent the people? How? It's going to be a very difficult task, and I see the people of Obudu being shortchanged in the coming days.
The general consensus here is that Nigerian democracy will only thrive if both government and politicians respect the electoral process. Emmanuel Bagudu, PTV News, Abuja.
Okay, now we reconnect back with our National Assembly correspondent, Francis Etuko, to give us some update on what is happening at the National Assembly at this point. Okay, can you hear me now, Francis?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. The National Assembly is calm this morning. Despite all the dust that was beating up about today's reconvening, I can tell you that the security situation is very smooth. People have easy access into the National Assembly. But you see, because it's a political environment, people expect to see fireworks today. Because events leading to this reconvening has been very, very interesting. If you recall, Fabio De Camps, last week Friday, the APC National Chairman, Comrade Adams Oshomole, spoke about the fact that Saraki must go because a minority cannot lead a majority in the Senate. And also, more intriguing is the fact that Oshomole made a very surprising revelation to me when he said he has no problem with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara. So, you see, some of this development will be responsible for what we are seeing today, and the fact that the two presiding officers have decided to say we are no longer reconvening today. So it is all very, very interesting, all the development that we are seeing in the National Assembly. I'm not surprised to hear that the two houses will no longer convene to sit and discuss the budget of the Independent National Electoral Commission, because the excuse given, there should be a report that the two joint committees of the House of Representatives and of course of the Senate must deliberate, which must be brought to the floor of both lawmaking chambers. So it makes it all the more interesting. But you see, one thing lawmakers should also realize is that we are 6 months away from general election in 2019, and lawmakers like Nigerians should really be thinking about the interest of the public.
Is there any chances, by any means, that the National Assembly would reconvene before its planned date of September 25?
Well, I would say events leading to September 25, well, it will equally be very interesting, because there is the issue of who has majority, and before that, both parties, the APC and the PDP, will be thinking of how to get senators on their side. Last week, the APC National Chairman said the APC has 53 senators, while the PDP has 48. I can tell you, and of course with all confidence, that right now a lot of dialogue is going on between the leadership of both parties to see people move over to the other side, so that before September, the date of resumption, there would have been a majority. So that, of course, any of the party that has majority can say, okay, we want a little bit change in the leadership of the National Assembly. For the Senate is clearly, and you can see that it is going to be a very serious one when they resume in September. For the House of Representatives, because of the statement by the National Chairman just last Friday, it may not be that, firebrand, but I can also tell you that it's going to be a very, very interesting one in the National Assembly. when they resume come September.
Despite the comments by the national chairman of the APC, Adams Oshiomhole, about Yakubu Dogara, do you see any, by your political permutations now and body language, do you see anything, any defection as regards the speaker, Yakubu Dogara, in the coming weeks?
Well, if I were to be a lawmaker, and having listened to the APC National Campaign last week Friday, I will say there are chances for me if I remain at my present party. But because of the fact that there is so much distrust among politicians, and Dogara has shown some body language, despite the fact that Comrade Adams Oshiomhole is coming out now to say, well, I am a little bit comfortable. All those doubts exist. But I can tell you, it's not a 50 thing. You can say comfortable, but then you also be thinking, what if it's a fix?
Okay, thank you very much, Francis Etuko, National Assembly correspondent there. Moving on now to other parts of the news. The presidency is convinced that the victory of the All Progressives Congress in the 3 National Assembly by-elections has placed the Buhari administration on a good pedestal for the next year's election. Presidential spokesman Garba Shehu said this at the press briefing in Abuja. According to Shehu, it is clear that Nigerians have enough confidence in the Buhari-Osinbajo presidency.
Despite the absence of President Muhammadu Buhari, who is in faraway London for a 10-day vacation, the presidency still remained determined to sustain its grip of the nation's political space via its party, the APC. This became clear in the just concluded National Assembly by-elections in Katsina North, Bauchi South, and Lokoja Kotankarfi Federal Constituency. Laolu Akande is the vice president's media aide. He also remained positive that the Buhari-Osinbajo ticket is sellable. The presidency is convinced that it has done well in the past 3 years in areas of security, economy, and job creation, among others.
Still on politics now, the All Progressives Congress has described its hat-trick of victories at the weekend as an endorsement of President Buhari's administration. It also hailed the electorate for standing by the party's candidate in Katsina North, Bauchi South, and Lokoja Kogi Federal Constituency. ABC said in a statement by its party spokesman Yakini Nabena that it remained committed to reconciling legitimate aggrieved interests and emerge as a stronger political force ahead of 2019 elections. It acknowledged that Nigeria has its challenges, but noted that the country has an administration that is working day to surmount them. The People's Democratic Party in Bauchi have rejected the outcome of Saturday's by-elections in Bauchi South Senatorial District. PDP Chairman Hamza Akuyam said at the press briefing that the party and its candidates would head to Election Petition Tribunal to challenge the outcome. He alleged that there were manipulations, adding that the figures were rigged to favor the APC candidates. The PDP chairman claimed that vote buying was widespread and votes sold between 100 naira and 5,000 naira. The European Centre for Electoral Support has charged the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct a free and credible governorship election in September 22nd in Osun elections. ECES coordinator Rodolphe Elbling made the call at the opening of a 3-day election monitoring and support center implementer training workshop on Monday in Osogbo. The workshop was organized by ECES in collaboration with INEC for electoral officials. As the countdown to the August 17 deadline for voters registration begins, hundreds of eligible voters are not sure they could be registered before INEC winds down the exercise. Many of the people cited at the Commission's office in Cairo, Abuja, openly complain about inadequate human and material resources. They are angry that there is only one registration machine and official is to serve potential voters in the densely populated area. Pulum David has more from INEC office in Cairo, Abuja.
With less than 1 week to the end of the voter registration exercise, so many eligible voters are complaining that they have not been able to obtain their voters card. Now, this is the Cairo Registration Center, the only center in this axis. We have people coming all the way from Kurudu, Orozo, Jukwe, Nyanya, Maraba, and just name it. We have at least 500 people here since morning, and we have just one machine and one person attending to them. The complaints have been bitter all day.
I must tell you, Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians are angry. The whole system is a big flop. This registration cannot go on like this. They have to find a solution, whether to extend or they have to find a modality of handling this issue of registration. We have a lot of people that are yet to register, and the whole thing is just dragging. And they are telling us the 17th of August. It's not possible. Have a lot of people in their offices, people are in their place of work. They don't have time to come and register. They have to modernize this thing in such a way that people will come up and come and register. So it's that the government, those in authority, finds a solution to this, because the system is endemic. It's a big problem. Let them take the machine to people's offices. Let them take to where people are working. Take it to the office. Let them register. Coming to this place is serious taxing.
This INEC center here is just being centralized on only just this place. I came all the way from Kurudu down to this place as early as 3 o'clock this morning. I wrote my name down. I wrote my name down. I was number 105 on the list. For me to get down there where they were calling the names. So for my name to be now interchanged with somebody's name, and I had 105, they called another woman's name. So I was very, very surprised. So I think INEC need to do something about this voter house registration, and they need to extend the date. And in this center here is just only one machine they use in capturing people. And for you to even get the form, it's a big deal. So I think they need to do something on it.
And we just heard now that there's only one computer that is working, which is not fair. You understand? So we just want somebody to come out from this place now. Tell us, if we cannot get the form, so we'll go home. If the form is available, we'll wait and collect the form. Let them arrange this place properly. You came in here and you saw crowd here, there. Or we don't know where they're collecting the form from. We don't know.
And the situation you are seeing is not because the closing date of this thing is 17th. What you see here is what happens here every other day. Every day, the crowd you see here is not because of the closing date. People are willing to come out for this exercise. But from the INEC end, there is apathy. Yes, they need to reorganize themselves and do something. There is no light in the office. Even the office does not look like even a government office. There is no sign. I don't know how you trace this place. There is no sign to show that this is even INEC office in the first place.
Women with children were seen seated on the ground waiting for their turns. Pregnant women also did not hesitate to express their displeasure as the stress on them was much.
I've been here since 7:30, and when I came, I was number 461. And the way the environment is not even well organized. And you know, you have to peep through the window, and the place is and the wall is high. So they will not even see you to know if you are pregnant or you have a baby. And I cannot struggle with other people before they will hit me. I'll see myself in the hospital. So what they are supposed to do, at least they are supposed to attend to pregnant women and nursing mothers even before any other thing. But since now they say I should go home.
We came here, I've been here to write names. So which means that the name that they are writing here, you write name. After writing name, for 5 o'clock, you came here to write name. And after the name, they made this supposed to start by 9 o'clock. So whatever the name that they are writing is, after you've written the name, before you now call me. So the name that you now wrote now, they wrote yesterday's date on it. So what are we doing? Are we here to sell granite, or are we here to sell pepper and tomatoes? So it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I've been here since morning. I'm even pregnant. I'm carrying look, all my legs has been swelling up since morning. Just sitting here for nothing.
But for others, it was an opportunity to do business. In all of this, efforts to talk to the INEC officials proved abortive. But from all indications, many eligible voters in Karo and its environs may not be registered before voter registration deadline day. Paulum David, PTV News, Abuja.
Away from politics now, the Department of State Services has dismissed insinuations that money and weapons were recovered in the Abuja and Katsina homes of its former Director General Lawal Daura. The video had trended for days and attracted the attention of the People's Democratic Party. The DSS spokesman, Tony Opuyo, insisted that the video showing huge sum of monies was fake. Opuyo maintained that no search was carried out in Daura's homes, where a stack of monies and weapons were recovered. The Nigerian Army has confirmed that normalcy has been restored at Maiduguri Airport. The airport was seized for 2 hours on Sunday by riotous troops, but the Army, in a quick reaction, described the troops as unscrupulous. Spokesman for Operation Lafia Dole Theater Command, Colonel Onyema Nwachukwu, said this in a statement in Maiduguri. Nwachukwu said the protest happened at the time the command was conducting a redeployment of soldiers at the airport. The protesters were part of the special force deployed to provide air defense and enhance security at the airport. Some health matters now. We now start with the health emergency in Abuja. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has confirmed the death of 7 persons from cholera outbreak in different communities, including Sauka, Pape Kubwa, and Ushafa. That is why the FCT has activated an emergency operation center to ensure effective management of the disease in the territory. Humphrey Okoroku, the Director of Public Health, Human and Health Resources Secretariat FCTA, made this known to newsmen in Abuja. Okoroku explained that the center would be working on 4 pillars of surveillance: case management, laboratory and health promotion, education and community mobilization. Now, heavy rainfall on Sunday night has caused flooding at Kawo flyover in Kaduna. The rains that lasted several hours caused traffic logjam in areas in the vicinity of Kawo flyover bridge. But a close look at the situation showed that poor drainages is the cause of the flood. Amina Nabi has more from Kaduna in this report presented from our studios.
This is Kawo in Kaduna metropolis after Sunday night rainfall. Several hours later, there are still telltale signs of flooding incident. Government officials blame the development on narrow drainages. They also want residents to cooperate with relevant agencies to prevent future occurrence. And as part of measures to keep the drainages clean, the government has empowered youths to monitor waste disposal in the area. The government is making arrangements to clear the drains, but it first wants to engage a construction company to pump water from the road. A cross-section of Nigerians are not amused by the protest of soldiers at the Maiduguri airport.
Soldiers were on their way to Mate on counter-insurgency operations, but they engaged in a shooting protest on Sunday. For many Nigerians, it was embarrassing to the country. Emmanuel Bagudu tells us more.
The army protest at the Maiduguri International Airport has come and gone, but Nigerians are not done talking about it. A few hours after the shooting incident, some Abuja residents are still in shock.
The army is not different from the society. You and I have brothers in the army who are expecting, we are expecting them, when they get their salary, to give us something. So definitely what is happening in society will reflect on the army too. The army is not different from the society.
Probably they don't have so much motivation to govern, to guide this country or to protect this country. That is the reason why they want to withdraw from such sin, because you know that it's them meeting with the devil, with the Boko Haram who are ready to kill themselves or either for them to die. They are ready to die. So if they don't have that motivation to match them, the next thing they will do, they want to retrieve back. So on one hand, I see them not having the motivation to want to stand these terrorists. On the other hand, also, those who are supposed to be transfer are kind of reluctant.
Very nice. I'm from Borno State, and I know what is happening in Borno right now. You understand? Our military, they are fighting based on what they're supposed to do. They are doing their own work. But the protest is, I will blame the commanders and the military caucus, that is the big people in the military. They are not allowing the fighting troops to get their salaries, and even they are even blocking them from getting their own allowances. As a military man, you come either from south, southeast, or anywhere that you have never seen that Borno State. They carry you go there, either some visa forest or something like this, and they will not pay your salary well, and they will even block and share that your money that you're supposed to get it. So they're supposed to settle all these food troops, fighters, that army fighter, military that they used to fight. Let them settle their allowances. I think they are fighting for their own interest.
These Nigerians are of the view that the army protest must be addressed.
As a Nigerian, well,
Did you feel embarrassed?
I feel embarrassed because for that arm of the military to protest is a serious problem. You understand? Because the army is the strongest unit of the military. We should be very, very careful how we handle them.
Now it's true because they have the right, but again you have to look at it. They are uniform men. The way you do it, you understand? Uniform men, they have military court. Before you know, they say they will be court-martialed. They can't go through civilian court. If it happens, civilian court cannot help them, unfortunately. But they are actually fighting for their right. But in the military palace, there's nothing like civilian going military fighting this, unfortunately. You have to go through the military, through your commander, or you right through the commandant. So that is the unfortunate thing. If not, otherwise they have the right.
It could be recalled that angry soldiers on Sunday in Maiduguri shot indiscriminately to protest their deployment from the state capital to Mate town rather than transferring them out of the northeast. Emmanuel Bagudu, PTV News, Abuja.
Over now to foreign scene, where several people have been injured after a car crashed into security barriers outside the Houses of Parliament. Armed police, ambulances and firefighters were responding to the incident in central London, which happened shortly after 7:30 British Standard Time. Officers were seen surrounding the vehicle where before a man was arrested. Reports say cyclists were hit, but police did not believe anybody is in life-threatening condition. London Ambulance Service said 2 people were treated at the scene and have been taken to the hospital. Scotland Yard cannot say if the incident is related to terrorism at this stage, but a number of eyewitnesses have said the car appeared to deliberately hit members of the public. A former Catholic Archbishop will serve a maximum of 12 months sentence in home detention for concealing child sexual abuse. An Australian court has ruled. The decision means Philip Wilson, who resigned as Archbishop of Adelaide after his conviction, will avoid jail. Wilson, 67, is the world's most senior Catholic cleric to be convicted of covering up sexual abuse. His lawyers said they would lodge an appeal on Tuesday. Magistrates said Wilson would commence his sentence immediately at a relative's home, where he would be monitored by a tracking device. He will be eligible for parole after 6 months. A former advisor to Donald Trump has released what she says is a tape of phone call from the U.S. president after her dismissal last year. In the tape played on U.S. TV channel NBC, a voice presumed to be that of Trump expresses surprise at Omarosa McDonald-Newman being fired the previous day. She also released what is said to be a secretly recorded tape of White House Chief of Staff John Kelly firing her. In response to a tell-all memoir by McDonald-Newman due to be published this week, Trump called her a low-life, tweeting, quote, "She never made it, never will," unquote. The White House described her as a disgruntled former employee. Over on to China, where China has said reports that it is holding 1 million Muslims who are in detention are completely untrue. Officials insist that Uyghurs enjoyed full rights, but admitted that those considered as religious extremists would be arrested by resettlement and re-education. The rare admission from Beijing at a UN meeting in Geneva came in response to concerns that the region resembles a massive internment camp. The area has seen intermittent violence followed by crackdowns for years. China accuses Islamist militants and separatists for orchestrating the trouble. Argentina's former president, Cristina Fernandez, has denied links to a corruption network. She also described herself as a victim of judicial persecution. Fernandez appeared in courts before Judge Claudio Bernardio, who is investigating a massive corruption scandal that allegedly occurred during her 2007-2015 presidency and that of her predecessor and late husband, Nestor Kirchner. Construction and energy entrepreneurs are suspected of paying up to hundreds of millions of dollars in bribes to the Kirchner government in exchange for public contracts. More than a dozen people, including entrepreneurs and officials, have been detained and dozens indicted. The charges are based partly on notes taken by a former driver of a former senior official at the Ministry of Federal Planning, who is amongst those under arrest. And in sports now, people in the Indian subcontinent will from Friday be able to watch top-flight Spanish football on Facebook. The social network has signed an exclusive deal to show every La Liga game for the next 3 seasons to Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, the Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. The rights were previously held by Sony Pictures Network. The terms of the new deal have not been disclosed. The last time they were for sale in 2014, they were bought for $32 million. There are 348 million Facebook users in the region. 270 million of them are in India. It is the latest move from Facebook and the tech industry in general to invest in highly lucrative sports rights for emerging streaming services. The social network already shows Major League Baseball to audience in the U.S. at a reported cost of $1 million per game. As with the rest of Facebook, the content is free but supported by targeted advertising. And in World Cup now, stand-in captain Rasheedat Ajibade was the heroine at the Under-20 Nigerian girls as they moved into the quarterfinals of the Under-20 Women's World Cup quarterfinal draws. This follows 1-1 draw with their Chinese counterparts on Monday evening. The Falconets' top scorer tapped in at the near post in a last-gasp effort from a cross by Aishat Bello to break Chinese hearts and shoot Africa's most successful women football team at the World Cup to their 7th berth in the knockout stages in 9 editions. Zhang Lingyan had given China the breakthrough they needed with a 41st-minute goal, and they were on their way to the last 8 until Ajibade's strike, which ensured the Falconets finished Group D in 2nd place on goal difference. Germany finished top of the pool with maximum 9 points. The Falconets will now take on Spain in the tournament quarterfinals. That's much we can take on PTV today. Many thanks for watching. I am Daniel Waboso.
Do you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
People of Nigeria, I hear say don't back Odin. From my side, it good though as the banamo, because even human being, you no go to the drink Odin. Oh, I beg, it good, make a banner. We don't want them again.
A lot of Nigeria youth that have been taken into codeine have caused a lot of havoc to them, even to the society in general.
The recent ban of codeine is very amazing because that will help the Nigerian youths to face the reality and know what they're doing. Because of then, man, people are taking this codeine and they'll be very slow, they can't even help themselves out. But now that it's banned, I think they have no way to find any excuse, so they will come out, do the right thing at the right time and work for themselves.
I feel happy about the ban of codeine in Nigeria because it has caused so many harms to our youth out there. They over-abuse it. For those it may affect, they can go for other alternative of cough syrup. It's not only codeine that is in Nigeria that is cough syrup.
To some extent, it's okay. In the sense that the abuse is getting out of hand. You see people taking codeine as if they are drinking water, which is causing health hazard to most of us. That, I say, is not good. But think about it the other way around. I need codeine to cure me of one ailment or the other. And for me to go and get it now from the pharmacy becomes a problem because it's banned. So what do you do now? So before the government will come out to say this and that, I think it should be better for government to find out the root cause of why these guys or these little ones, not even guys this time, even women, even politicians, they do it, they take it. Find out why they are doing it, especially those guys outside. Then try to sort out that problem so that it will stop. If you say you ban it, the effect will be on almost everybody. But if you find out the root cause of why they are doing it, it will help us better.
I think the recent ban of codeine is one of the most positive things this government has done so far. And it's a very, very good thing because it will actually curtail drug abuse. Because if you look at Kano and Lagos State right now, they're among the highest abusers of drug, and Katsina State is a very good thing for the youth, and it will definitely grow the level of efficiency and self-sustenance in the country.
To, da kai da ke da ita da shi da kowa nake so na yi magana da. Me ke faruwa? Kana son karuwa ga ka zaune bakin rijiya amma kana jin ishin ruwa? Gangan jikin siyasa. In ta dangwala ka dangwala na dangwala. Ina amfanin ana yi ba da kai ba? A turancin Najeriya to an gaya maka. No sit down look. Kana sit down kana looking komai na ƙara lalacewa? Ina ka ga daman ƙorafi? Da masu jini a jika ake yi. Watan matasa. Kwankwasa a buɗa ki shige. Dago ka shaki iska ko ka lime. Da ƙyar ka sha yafi da ƙyar aka kama ka. No sit down look. Matasa ke siyasa. Yin rajista. Karɓi katin zaɓe. Yana da amfani ƙwarai kwa.
No sit down look.
No sit down look.
No sit down look.
Make una no sit down look oh.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Tribal mark is the scratching, etching, burning, or cutting designs, pictures, or words into the skin as a permanent body notification or modification.
The practice of tribal marks have been in existence for hundreds of years, and they are not peculiar to Nigeria, not even Africa. During the transatlantic slave trade, tribal identification and facial stripes became important as many repatriated slaves later reunited with their communities by looking at facial stripes.
The major purpose of tribal marks is for identification of a tribe, family, or patrilineal heritage, symbols of beauty, creativity, and keeping of mischievous people alive, which is known as Ila Abiku among the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria.
Yorubas trace the origin of tribal mark to a certain king named Shango, who sent 2 slaves to a distant country for an important mission. When the slaves returned, Shango, the king, found that one slave had achieved successfully what he had been sent to do, while the other had accomplished nothing. The king therefore rewarded the first with high honors and ordered the second to receive 122 razor cuts all over his body, which was to serve as a punishment for flaunting the king's assignments.
But when the scars healed, the appearance of the face of the slave was remarkable, which gave the slave a greatly elegant look, which took the fancy of the king's wives.
Shango therefore ordered that cuts should in future be given not as punishment, but as a sign of royalty, and he placed himself at once in the hands of his subjects to get the marks. However, he could only bear 2 cuts, and so from that day, 2 cuts on the arm have been a sign of royalty. This then introduced various other cuts as marks to different tribes.
In traditional Yoruba societies, every child is born into a patrilineal clan called Idile Baba in Yoruba language. The clans share clan names, Orile or Oriki, which means poetry, or taboos, Ewo, and facial marks, Ila.
The facial marks on the child assigns the child full clan membership rights. The children with facial marks are called Okola. Families or individuals lacking the normal features consistent with the tribe are not considered as acquiring full standing as agents in Yoruba society. They would also lack the capacity for meaningful behavior such as greeting.
Each tribe of the Yoruba ethnic group had different inscription patterns which appears in different sizes and shapes at different locations within the face or body. The location and position of the mark's inscription depends on the tribe and culture. The tribal marks could be inscribed on the breast, arm, lap, or buttocks, but they are usually on the face.
Popular among the Yoruba tribal marks are Bele. The Bele style is 3 longitudinal lines inscribed on the cheeks. The variant includes Bele Ife. It is peculiar to the Ile Ife people, Bele Ijebu, and Bele Ijesha, and other variants of Bele. Owu tribal marks consist of 6 incisions on each side of the cheeks and peculiar to the indigenes of Owu, an historical city in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State, Nigeria. The Owu tribal mark was inscribed on the cheeks of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Gombo style, also known as Keke, consists of multiple straight and curved lines about a ½ inch apart inscribed on the cheeks on both sides of the mouth. Indigenes of Ogbomoso in Oyo State are usually identified by the Gombo or Keke style of tribal marks.
Abaja can be both a basic and also a complex style. It is basic from its either 3 or 4 horizontal stripes on the cheeks. The Abaja style also consists of 12 horizontal lines, 6 lines per cheek. It is often referred to as Abaja Alafin Mefa. The Abaja style of Yoruba tribal mark was inscribed on the cheeks of Lamidi Adeyemi II, the Alafin Oyo. Other Yoruba tribal marks include Ture, Mande, Bamu, and Jangbadi.
The use of tribal mark as a means of identification and beautification among the Yoruba tribe is no longer a norm, and some Yoruba states have enacted certain laws that prohibit the use of marks. Violators of the law are liable to fines or imprisonment or both. In Oyo State, for example, the prohibition of tribal marks is an integral part of the state child rights law, a law that imposes a fine of 1 month imprisonment or both for violation. According to the law, no person shall tattoo or make a skin mark or cause any tattoo or skin mark to be made on a child.
Prominent people with tribal marks include Olusegun Obasanjo, Lamidi Adeyemi II, Ayo Fayose, Adegboyega Dosumu, Amororo I, and Christopher Alao Akala, Alpha Begore, and King Sunny Ades, to mention but a few.
I don't believe so. Since how many years now? I don't believe so. Ah, when? Today I've been there. It's a plus of pressure effect. They are going to see many of them. It's a typical lie. Many of those that are even defected, how many of them have value in their state? Wait now. Wait, Chairman. Those that are defective. How much are they valued in their home?
Everybody know Saraki is a PDP from day one. You understand? And in politics, everybody will take, because what he really believes is that if he come back, he want to be a Senate president again, and which cannot be. Even this present Senate president that he's doing, assuming South or Southeast, they have Senate from APC. One will march as Senate president, because we have 3 regions in Nigeria: Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. You get what I'm saying? Now, I do negotiation with APC that if they come back, are they going to give him Senate president? Which answer is no. Do you understand? And it discussed with the PDP, where I can see the soft landing. And I believe that was the reason why he moved to PDP.
We know quite well that Saraki is a master planner. He's a game planner. He came in as Senate president without the authority of the party, the APC, interested in him to be the Senate president. But he used this abracadabra, sort of, to come in as Senate president. And since then, this government has never seen the light of the day, because it's like it's one leg in PDP, another leg in the APC since he came in. That's what we have been witnessing. That is why this government is not moving forward. Let's tell ourselves the truth and the blatant truth. The government is not moving forward because an opposition is in the party, is within the system, within the party. Anything the executive wants to do, the Senate will not want to approve it. So it's causing some delay. There are a lot of problems.
You know, Nigeria politics, little by little, will get it right. To me, Nigeria, we are just celebrating the capitalists, the achievers. You understand me? We are not celebrating the ideology. Any person that come to this country telling Nigeria where to go, the way forward, become the enemy of Nigeria. You understand me? When they are forming APC, we are all clapping that, oh, we are expecting a better change. We know where we are, and then today, everybody can set the level that...
When Senate President emerged as a Senate President, since then, the journey have not been sweet for him. He said it when the Supreme Court declared him acquitted, that since started this administration with APC, things have they don't allow you to work. And 75% all the APC members know that the way this man is doing is not a real card member of APC. But now, I remember, but I cannot remember that proverb very well. When I read on Awu, said that the difference between water and oil. When the time comes, the water will go is right, while the oil will go the left. So that is it's time for him to leave, because go back to Kwara State too. The environment is not conducive for him. Even federal too, the environment is not conducive for him. Let him go back to the Poverty Development Party, because almost about 16 years they don't do us well in this country. So even youth, there's some youth now, they'll be mobilizing, they'll be shouting, PDP, I'll just be looking at them, be laughing. Because you worship wet. You forget our future. If you want to see a sample now, let somebody just bring 2,000 and 1,000 here now. If they say change. If you get the person give another PDP come, other party come, they say the same thing. Where are we going?
The Senate President camping from the president, from his former party to the present party, which is PDP. What I have to say about that issue is that, you know, so many people, they are looking at his faults. Some are blowing their grammar, bringing out their philosophies, one philosophy or the other, and they are blaming him. The question we Nigeria have to ask ourselves about this issue is that when you see somebody running away from one place to another, you yourself, you should ask yourself, why is this person running away? Either the place he's staying is no longer favoring him, or the place he's staying is being well corrupt, that he cannot endure in that place, and that is why he has run from that place to another place. Now, the Senate President has run away from APC. The issue now is, what is APC doing? What is APC contributing? Which help is APC giving to we Nigerians at the moment? That is the question we need to ask ourselves.
The defection of Senate President is expected, you understand, because a situation whereby some people are using some certain ideology of investing, paddling and sorts of things, you understand. If they don't feel the same where they are, if the house did not contain them, they will leave it. It's like you leave Ghana to Nigeria and you discover that the problem you are facing in Nigeria is more than what is happening in Ghana. You will go back to where you were coming from, you understand. These people we are talking about, they are PDP in APC. They call them G7 those days, and they match with APC to come to the government.
Some of them are even thinking within themselves they are very powerful. I want to tell you today is false. Look at Muazu Babangida Aliyu, the Taliban of former governor of Niger State. He was the former governor of PDP Forum. Where is he today? He even lost his senatorial election, you understand? People like Saraki, they ride on Buhari, but they felt that they are somebody important. Let me tell you something. At the earlier of this government, you discovered that Bukola Saraki betrayed his party. By what? By conniving with opposition to come in government, making what has never happened in the history of Nigeria, the opposition becoming the Senate president. That is a fatal position. You trade it for your service and greatness interest.
Since how many years now? I don't want to talk. Ah, where? Today I've been.
Is it not even better that we have a corrupt man who know what we, the youth of Nigeria, want? Trump, as you are saying, Trump is corrupt. Now he's the best president so far. Look at the economy of USA. When the government, you understand, is afraid of the citizen, there is liberty, love, development. But in a situation whereby the citizen is afraid of the government, that is that tyranny. Nigeria is this is tyranny, era of tyranny. You understand? And you cannot take it away. As far as we Nigerians are concerned, Abacha is one of the best presidents we have. And Obasanjo, you understand? And Obasanjo, all these people are corrupt. So is it not better we even have people who they said is corrupt that will come and solve our problem in this country than people who say that they are sent, that things are not moving? Our economy is shut down, many things is shut down, nothing is working. So what are we now saying?
What we are passing through in Nigeria is in fact, is not what we expected. You understand? Even so the Nigerians that voted for, because personally myself, I never voted for Buhari for one day. My vote was not casted for him because I know him right from history. When we were in Lagos, then there was a massive unemployment. Then there was no job. People suffer to eat. Then that was why I didn't give him one vote. And I am telling you this one, I am not giving him one single vote. My community is not giving him one single vote.
Forget about people who see themselves as if they are the ones to decide. He said he's not going to vote for Buhari. That is left for him. He cannot say his community will not vote for Buhari because he don't know even his brother, his immediate brother, will like Buhari more than he did. You understand? That is how you think. We must pass through a wilderness to get to the promised land. What PDP has been doing to this country is only God. If you give them that chance again, we will derail. We'll get back to where we have been into. Yeah? So we better suffer it now and our future restored.
This government came on the promise that they are going to make Nigeria better. And on discovering, they discovered that there are a lot of messes, which to clean up that messes, it will not take 1 or 2 years, or even 3 years, or one single term. That means 4 years in government. But I discovered that by giving the government more time, maybe about 8 years or more, we can now start crediting them that yes, they've done this, they've done that. But for the past 3 years of this government, apart from the insecurity that is caused by our own people here in the north central of the Middle Belt extraction, I discovered that yes, this man is really, and the party is really doing well for our people.
The Buhari government is one of the best government we've witnessed. One, Buhari have plan for our generation yet unborn. And Buhari is one we reserve our voters card for till 2023 before we decide who will enter the villa. Because some of us that bring Buhari there, we are still backing Buhari till 2023, and we are happy with his government. The people, the cabinet of Buhari government is people we want. They are intelligent, they are very intelligent, and they are doing what we want. They are protecting our interests, the interest of our generation yet unborn. And our church, we mobilize people, we urge people, we appeal to you to reserve the voters card and continue with Buhari. Thank you, Nigeria.
Ni ne mai suna Tukur Sani daga Kajuru local government Kufana. Gaskiya mu a garin nan Kufana community duka muka taro muka zauna muka yi meeting game da matsalan hanyar nan, wannan rafin nan mun kai kuka a wajen hakimi da shi hakimi ya ce to wannan matakin nan shi zai rubuta ya kai ma local government. Daga wurin kuma sai member na skip wani kungiya ne na zaman kanta, shi ma wani member ya zo ya shigo da wannan budget na wannan gadan nan tun da dadewa, amma har yanzu ba mu samu cin gaba game da wannan hanyar ba. Har ila yau muna kan rubuta letoti, mun ma rubuta leta waɗanda sun mafi so 10. This is how we in Kufana, Kajuru local government, Kaduna state, no sit down look.
Sunana Yakubu, amma an fi sani na da Yaks. Abu mafi mahimmanci shine har yanzu muna zaune da kwayar cutar polio a kasar mu. Wasu sun san digon rigakafin polio, wato digo biyu da ake bada na baki. Wasu kuma ba su san da haka ba. Wasu suna tunanin wannan digo guda biyu sau ɗaya kawai ya wadatar. Shin digo biyu ya wadatar? Bari mu bincika. Yaya aiki?
Lafiya kalau.
Digon mai guda biyu kawai zai isa soya kosai?
Ba zai isa ba.
To, ta ce ba zai isa ba. Ina zuwa. Na gode. Shin za ki amfani da digon nono guda biyu kawai ki dama fura?
A'a, ba zai yiwu ba gaskiya. Saboda nonon ne yake taimakawa wurin dama furan.
Na gode. Tambaya nake, shin digon ruwa biyu kawai zai isa hada shayi?
Ai ba zai yi wa hada ruwa da shayi da digon ruwa biyu ba. Dalili kuwa ai ba zai isa mutum ba. Dole sai ya kai kaman kofi daya.
Barka da.
Barka gare.
Da Allah tambaya nake so yi.
Allah ya sa na sani.
Shin digon man fetur guda biyu, digon man fetur guda biyu zai isa ya sa wannan mashin aiki?
A'a, ba zai sa shi aiki ba gaskiya.
Dalili ba?
Saboda ai bai wadace shi ba.
Haba.
Kwarai da gaske.
To nan ina zaka?
Dan je nan bayani.
Da Allah bari bi ka. Labai na wani?
Lafiya lau.
Kwayan gishiri biyu kadai. Shin zai isa ya sa naman nan daɗi?
A gaskiya ba zai isa ya sa naman nan daɗi ba. Sai an ɗan sa gishirin da yawa tukuna, sannan a haɗa sannan ya garwaye naman har ya yi daɗi.
Na gode. Kamar yadda muka je, digo biyu kawai bai sa ya wadatar da wani abu mai ma'ana ba. Haka ma digon rigakafin polio, dole ne yaro ko yarinya su samu digo biyu akai-akai na rigakafin polio. Wannan digo biyu akai-akai shi zai wadatar wajen kare yaro ko yarinya daga kamuwa da cutar koko kowace irin cutar polio.
A classico, I tell you, like 3 points is clear.
Yes.
Eh? They go watch match.
What do you want me to do about it?
Give us light.
That's the only thing you've been saying since you came into my office.
Maybe your work be that.
No, it's my work, but see.
Our government fit do their work if we sef do our own work. No just sit down. Carry wetin dey worry you go meet who suppose solve am.
Disco music is so... What's that word, Seth?
Raz?
Raz!
Hang on, let me check for something.
Oh.
I've got some classics.
Tupac.
Mozart.
Very Raz.
What about Vanilla Ice?
Also Raz. Look, guy, I need something fresh for this journey. Something to keep me alert and focused. Or else this is a solo assignment.
Cool down, let me... What's this? PVC?
Wait, give me that. Come. How on earth did it get there?
Guy, relax now. It's not like it's of any use.
Look, yes, the elections are over. But we need to keep the flames alive by playing an active part in making our voices heard.
Elections don't finish, but the time to close mouth never reach. Make we get involved, because now when we participate, Naija go better.
What about the original soundtrack for the movie Pretty Woman?
Government inna the rain again. Start or join group to solve problems for your community.
My name is Femi Anikula Kokuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you, don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections. My name is Femi Anikula Kokuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you, don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
To, da kai da ke da ita da shi da kowa nake so na yi magana da. Me ke faruwa? Kana son karuwa ga ka zaune bakin rijiya amma kana jin ishin ruwa? Gangan jikin siyasa. In ta dangwala ka dangwala na dangwala. Ina amfanin ana yi ba da kai ba? A turancin Najeriya to an gaya maka. No sit down look. Kana sit down kana looking komai na ƙara lalacewa? Ina ka ga daman ƙorafi? Da masu jini a jika ake yi, watan matasa. Kwankwasa a buɗa ki shige, dago ka shaki iska ko kalime, da ƙyar ka sha yafi da ƙyar aka kama ka. No sit down look. Matasa ke siyasa. Yin rajista, karɓi katin zaɓe yana da amfani ƙwarai kwa.
No sit down look.
No sit down look.
No sit down look.
Make una no sit down look o.
Ni ne mai suna Tukur Sani daga Kajuru local government a Kufana. Gaskiya mu a garin nan Kufana community duka muka taro muka zauna muka yi meeting game da matsalan hanyar nan wannan rafin nan mun kai kuka a wajen hakimi da shi hakimi ya ce to wannan matakin nan shi zai rubuta ya kai ma local government daga wurin kuma sai member na skip wani kungiya ne na zaman kanta shi ma wani member ya zo ya shigo da wannan budget na wannan gadan nan tun da dadewa amma har yanzu ba mu samu cin gaba game da wannan hanyar ba har ila yau muna kan rubuta letoti mun ma rubuta leta waɗanda sun ma fi so 10. This is how we in Kufana, Kajuru local government, Kaduna state, no sit down look.
Dab, 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 dab. Yes. One day as I did dab, they go. Now I see my neighbor on top electric pole. Don't be how my hold so. Before. So? Climb every day. Come on electric bill. You not gree pay.
Waiting concern you for there. I beg you. Come over here.
Okay, oh. I don't talk my own. As I dab reach house. Yay! Fire! Fire! My brand new flat screen.
Hold up. Waiting concern you for there. I beg you. Come over here.
Government property, now my property. If you don't come down now, I go report.
No be only report. Now report card.
Dab, 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 dab. Yes.
People of Nigeria, I hear say don't back Odin. From my side, the good though as the banner because even human being, you no go to the drink Odin oh. I beg, the good, make a banner. We don't want them again.
A lot of Nigeria youth that have been taken into codeine have caused a lot of havoc to them, even to the society in general.
The recent ban of codeine is very amazing because that will help the Nigerian youths to face the reality and know what they're doing. Because of then, man, people are taking this codeine and they'll be very slow, they can't even help themselves out. But now that it's banned, I think they have no way to find any excuse. So they will come out, do the right thing at the right time and work for themselves.
I feel happy about the ban of codeine in Nigeria because it has caused so many harms to our youth out there. They over-abuse it. For those it may affect, they can go for other alternative of cough syrup. It's not only codeine that is in Nigeria that is cough syrup.
To some extent, it's okay. In the sense that the abuse is getting out of hand. You see people taking codeine as if they are drinking water, which is causing health hazards to most of us. That, I say, is not good. But think about it the other way around. I need codeine to cure me of one ailment or the other. And for me to go and get it now from the pharmacy becomes a problem because it's banned. So what do you do now? So before the government will come out to say this and that, I think it would be better for government to find out the root cause of why these guys or these little ones, not even guys this time, even women, even politicians, they do it, they take it. Find out why they are doing it, especially those guys outside. Then try to sort out that problem so that it will stop. If you say you ban it, the effect will be on almost everybody. But if you find out the root cause of why they are doing it, it will help us better.
I think the recent ban of codeine is one of the most positive things this government has done so far. And it's a very, very good thing because it will actually curtail drug abuse. Because if you look at Kano and Lagos State right now, they're among the highest abusers of drug, and Katsina State is a very good thing for the youth, and it will definitely grow the level of efficiency and self-sustenance in the country.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Fibers are natural or synthetic substances that are significantly longer than ethers wider. It is often used in the manufacturing of other materials such as hats. A hat is a head covering that could be worn